Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 100 of the Drew Pablo Show. We made it to 100 episodes. Um, I'm going to be covering today. I'm going to be covering the March for Australia. It's unfortunately not a special episode. I wanted to do a more special show for episode 100, but alas, this will be a relatively event-free news broadcast covering what's happening right now. The March for Australia rallies. It's the second reprise, and it will be interesting. It will be interesting to see what happens. By all accounts, I have heard that unfortunately, um, there are not that many people protesting. Um, so give me a second, guys. I'm just going to share my footage and put this on the screen. I will be covering people from all across Australia. We've got actually a live journalist who will be covering from Brisbane. I'll be crossing to Max McLeod, good bloke, and he's going to report events in Brisbane. And I'll also be following along for some of the other live stream footage around the country. Tell America to pay their taxes to the king. Very funny, MW. And I have a comment by Conscientious Objector, who is a communist, and they say, go back to Cyprus. How about kill yourself? No worries. Just watch it. Just posting the link. How is everybody today? If you are watching on YouTube, please leave a like. Help us reach more people. Very important stuff. And comment your thoughts. Beautiful day in Manhattan. Very well said. Very well said, Surf Sherpa. It's a beautiful day out here in Manhattan where I stream and I record the Drew Pablo Show from Manhattan every single day. People know that I'm a New Yorker born and bred, and I love that city with all my soul. It's a beautiful place, isn't it? New York City. They often say it's the city that can never sleep. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of, many say. It's a beautiful place. I'm just going to quickly share the stream link to everybody. Apparently, there are clashes right now between the neo-Nazis in Melbourne and Antifa. I think it's a real shame that the neo-Nazis have, unfortunately, apparently, again, infiltrated. I've been very, very clear the whole time that I'm strongly against the NSN. I think they're a terrible poison on nationalism in Australia. Never realized he looks exactly like Ted Cruz. So true. So true. Drew, can I ask you a question? Sure, mate. Robotic audio for a couple of seconds. I think it's okay. Debate. What's wrong with my audio? Is my audio okay? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I think it's okay. Debate tomfoolery. He's the opposite of you. Was conservative and moved to the left. I don't know who tomfoolery is, but okay. I'll look into it. Your mic is bugging out. Bloody hell, why? Hang on, guys. Let me try to fix this. Is my audio okay now? Please let me know, guys. Should be fine. I haven't got any problems with it. 12 people watching live on YouTube. Please leave a like, guys. Subscribe as well. And if you're watching on Twitter, go to the YouTube link. Very important. Extremely important, in fact. 1 second. I'm going to post this to Instagram as well. Let me get up some of the first live coverage. So Stardust is so fucking annoying, by the way. Such an annoying person.
It's a much longer march, I do believe, the route than last time.
Bring him right now.
They've chosen to take. The march is the best part, I believe. I don't think it's the speeches, to be honest. I think the march is the best part of these things. In Melbourne, they've chosen to do speeches, I think, first and at the end as well. Whereas with these guys, they've just basically come in, do the march. I think Brisbane's the same. Oh, wow. All right, guys, forgive me. Let me pull up Brisbane because the Gazcam's on Facebook, so they're not doing. Oh, look at that! Wow, massive flag. Look at the size of that thing. And again, I can't go back on the Facebook stream for Brisbane. So
now you're saying the world's gone mad since you're a kid. You remember when you were a kid, we sang the national anthem and we saluted the flag?
Yeah, bro.
What do you reckon? It's time to bring all that back.
100%, mate. When the Australian flag's trying to get banned in our parliament, something wrong.
Yeah, and they're trying to keep the Palestinian one going. Thanks so much for your time. I appreciate that. All right, so so there's a lot of people out there wanting something to say. We'll try and get back around. Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for.
Guys, I've just been told that there are explosions in Melbourne. Bloody hell! Bloody hell! I'm sending an invite link. I've got somebody on the ground in Melbourne. I've heard that there's been explosions. I don't know what they're talking about. This is pretty fucked up. Apparently there are explosions in Melbourne. Bloody hell. By the way, guys, can you hear? Guys, can you hear my audio? Is it okay? Please let me know. I've sent a link to my guy in Melbourne. I've just heard that there were explosions there. I don't think he means actual explosions. Like, my God, it sounds pretty fucked up. It's fine for now. Audio is all good. Thank you, Cedric. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, please leave a like. Helps us reach more people. Very important. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. We're at 10,100 subscribers, so it's growing slowly but steadily. We've got 20 people watching live on YouTube. Thank you, guys. Please leave a like. I've heard that there was violence in Melbourne. I'm trying to get reports of that. I'm going to go to Chris Covery's live stream.
Your time. See you. Bye. Chris Covery's live stream on Chris Covery's.
Shout out to Chris Covery's, by the way.
Tell us, what do you think?
Oh, no thanks.
Oh, just yes, no, yeah, you.
Yeah, all right.
Oh,
where are you from?
They want less immigration.
That's okay. They're entitled to that opinion. I think they're fighting the economic mismanagement of this country. Immigration is just a byproduct of the economic mismanagement. I don't think anyone has a problem with like like well-controlled immigration. It's economic mismanagement that people are complaining about.
Thank you, views. Thank you. That was a simple view. No, it's no, good. What do you think? They want less immigration.
Good. Vietnamese guy goes good. Good on him. Legend. He's cool. That's an assimilated migrant to me.
Boy. What do you think, mate? What do you think of them? They want less immigration. What do you think of the... Oh, no English? Hello? That's okay, you can have a view. It's a free country. They want less immigration. What do you think?
Immigration?
Less.
That would be fine. I think it would be better if there's less immigrations. What do you mean by less immigrations?
Less. Some want none. Some want remigration.
Migration.
I don't know what that's. I don't think that lady knows what that
I'm
is.
not so sure about it. Sorry.
Okay, all right, I gotta go. Okay, see you, man. It's about the best you get to do is...
Guys, if you're watching my stream, leave a like. Very important. Leave a like on the Drew Pavlis Show. Helps reach more people.
What do you reckon, mate? What do you think? Are you with the march?
I live here.
Oh, you live here? They want less immigration. What do you think?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm here. Thanks, mate. Oh, I caught something in my throat. Nine.
Apparently, flashbangs in Melbourne. Flashbangs by the police.
What's the trouble with doing multi-hour lives? See, Channel 9, all they
hang
need
on.
to do.
We've got Will here. Will, how you going, man?
Hey, Drew. Can you hear me all right?
Hey, man. Hey, yeah, no, thank you. Show us what's happening in Melbourne. This is interesting. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, like there was like this like a border with like Antigua on the other side, and they just like flashbang them all and
the police
scared
use
them all.
flashbang. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, and I think there was like definitely tear gas because like everyone was like coughing and spluttering.
Wow. I'm going to post this now. Breaking, and I'll tag you. What's your Twitter again?
Okay.
What's the Twitter again?
It's at the River
Oh, got it. Yeah, got it.
How do I?
It sounds good. It sounds good. The audio is good.
Let me try and switch.
Flashbangs at the Melbourne March for Australia. Yeah.
I'll try to get up the front.
Yeah. If you can get away from the drum, that would be a big help. It's
Yeah.
a bit loud.
All right. That better? All right.
That's a bit better.
Hey, hello. Okay, we've got some portable music on here.
The audio's a bit aid. Hang on. Do you reckon, Will, do you reckon there's a way that you can lower your audio or something like that? It's a little bit loud, just the really loud music.
I don't know how to do that. Hang on. I might just have to mute it.
Okay, hang on. I'm trying to work out how I can get him on without the audio going aids. That's better. Is there like a massive loudspeaker right next to you, Will?
And that's a pass. You might have to mute it.
Okay, he's moving away from the music. Give him a minute or two. This is okay. Hopefully give it a minute or two and it'll get a bit better. Sorry about that, Will. I don't know how to fix the audio settings, that's all. Gee. Guests. How do I
Okay, I'm like right up the front now.
Yeah, who's playing the AC/DC music? That's a lot better. Ooh, that's better.
Okay,
Hey,
looks like
Will,
this.
are
Yeah.
you playing the AC/DC music?
I'm not. No, that's like they've got these portable speakers.
Ah, okay, yeah, it's a bit hard, but it's okay. All right.
I know. I
It sounds
can't.
a little bit
I can't
better.
help it.
If you turn down the volume on your phone, it might make it better.
Okay.
Try that.
That's up there.
I think I'll cross back to you again soon. I'll cross back to you again soon, Will. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I think unfortunately just the audio was a little bit too AIDS, which is a shame. It would have been interesting. I might message him and hang on. Is there a way? Hang on, I'm going to cross live. There is new footage from the Doug Knight, I believe, which shows actual police stuff. Doug Knight, the Doug Knight, I think it is. What is it? That dog trainer, his name is. So here's police footage. Wow. Wow, full on. Wow. All right. Wow, that's pretty interesting. Okay, I'm gonna get Will back on, and we'll just use his video. We'll use his video because the audio is a little bit AIDS, but we will use the video. But there is real flashbangs at the Melbourne March for Australia. Tear gas deployed against Antifa counter protesters at the March for Australia in Melbourne just then. This is 20 minutes ago. You can actually see straight clashes right now. I'm getting more footage to you guys. Okay, let's see. Here's footage from Melbourne right now, and right after police directly clashed with Antifa. The rally is reportedly smaller than the last one, and there's been apparently direct clashes between police and left-wing counter-protesters. The rally is smaller than last time by current accounts. I don't think many people expected it to be larger than the first one. Direct clashes between police and counter protesters in Melbourne. Yes, in Brisbane, the Brisbane organisers disinvited Gerard Rennick because he was seen to be as not anti-immigration enough. I'm just posting this to Twitter right now, guys. This is footage from Purple Pingers. Very funny because Purple Pingers obviously hates me, but I'll put this on the screen for everybody to see right now. So this is loading up. This is direct footage from Purple Pingers. Apparently, Craig Kelly is speaking at the Sydney one. I'm very thankful to Will in Melbourne for live footage. He's helping a lot. The Drew Pavlis Show has journalists everywhere. Thank you so much. Where can I watch a live of the Brisbane rally? I'm actually going to cross to someone live very shortly who is in Brisbane, Max McLeod. So I'll be trying to cover that too. So guys, as you can see, direct violent clashes between riot police and Antifa protesters targeting the March for Australia rally in Melbourne.
With me drinking tonight. Shots of brilliance.
Army in Egypt is not the same Egypt. What if you either go
I'm trying to follow the footage. There was a cop. This is interesting. You might not be able to see this, but they were burning effigies of police at the Antifa demonstration in Melbourne. So let's see. Let's how things are going in Sydney. Channel 10 doing interviews. Let's focus on. Not too bad, the audio. How is everything going in, Will?
Yeah, mate, it's good. We're just going back up Flinders Street.
Are there any are you able to get any more footage of the Antifa guy?
The MSN guy.
Oh no, the Antifa and the far left.
No, they chased him away earlier. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
They got
the
chased by
flashbang.
police.
Okay, we got some guy in a gym suit.
Oh, these guys are against it? How would you describe the makeup of the rally?
Good energy.
Will, can you potentially turn down the volume on your phone? Perhaps that might help.
I just can't hear you. That's all.
Yeah, I get you. How is the rally? What's the sort of makeup of the rally like? All right, we might give that a rest for a bit. It was a little bit difficult to hear. We'll go back to the Chris Coveries live stream from Sydney. Maybe not the smartest chance right now, but what can you do? Maybe the guy chanting that's not a neurosurgeon or something like that. It's okay. Fair enough. SBS, let's see what they say. Bettina Arndt is at the Sydney one. She got very angry when Chris Coveries came up to her and asked her what she was doing there. Interesting. I didn't see that.
Yes, but this is one that we're talking about today, immigration. That's it, nothing else. Okay. What do you think about the march just across the park? I don't.
Audio's better now, guys.
Just another announcement, guys. Can all our designated speakers come down to the front, right-hand corner of the stage, please?
Oh, Max is here. Okay, let's quickly go to Max, who's in Brisbane. So, Max, how's everything?
Hello.
Hey, mate.
It's been pretty interesting. So I was at the counter protest before it started at Queen's Gardens, and they marched to up George Street and Adelaide Street. Before, oh, they're just controlling the media behind me. Never mind, I'll get away from that. The counter protesters tried to divert their march to across King George Square to get towards where the March for Australia people were organising.
So the leftists were trying to intercept the March for Australia and attack.
Pretty much, yeah. It was very much, from what I saw, a non-planned part of their route, because the people at the front of the counter protest were sort of egging everyone on, come on, hurry, come over to where the March for Australia people are. And the police were scrambling. They got in their special response unit. They had horses, they had cars and vans there. I actually got pushed by a police officer who didn't want me interviewing people in that vicinity. But
you got pushed by a police officer?
I did. It wasn't that bad, but like he was very much not keen on interviews happening. I was like across the road from King George Square, and there was a March for Australia guy in like a MAGA hat that I was about to interview. So he sort of just shoved me, somewhat generally. It wasn't like full force, but yeah, still. But in terms of the March for Australia protest, I've interviewed a few people here. There's a bunch of Australian flags here, if you can see. There's one wooden cross. There's a bunch of things calling Albanese a wanker. So yeah.
How would you describe the Brisbane March so far?
I mean, it's been pretty peaceful. Both marches were pretty peaceful. I was actually, apart from like that last bit where they tried to run across King George Square, I was actually kind of surprised at how peaceful the original counter protest was when they marched from Queen's Gardens up to Adelaide Street. There were a few March for Australia people who went along the pedestrian footpath next to it with their signs and everything, just trying to, display their message in front of the counter protesters, and there wasn't any confrontation there. But yeah.
What was the sort of general mood in the left-wing camp? Did you interview anyone?
I didn't get a chance to interview anyone. My camera person unfortunately arrived a bit afterwards. But I did get a bunch of footage, and the people there, like the speakers, were calling this rally here in March a neo-Nazi rally. They were talking about. So one of the main themes was that the people here. They were saying the people at this march claim to be against, higher house prices or higher rental prices, and they're going after immigration to stop that. But in the counter protesters' view, that was just a distraction from the sort of class war type thing. There are a lot of socialists and Marxists.
That's the classic one.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting. There was a couple of people in Greens shirts at the counter protest. I've seen Gerard Rennick people first trying to hand out flyers or whatever at the March for Australia.
I heard he got blocked from speaking in Brisbane.
Oh, really? I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, he was removed from the speakers list because he was fighting with some people over immigration on Twitter.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I saw a bit of an interview that the organizer of the Brisbane March Australia had on Damien Corey's show, the other side. But yeah, look, I don't particularly know who was on the speaker roster. I only caught snippets of what they were saying.
Interesting. So, yeah, what was the mood like when they were charging across the King George Square to attack the March for Australia? What was that like? What were they planning to do, do you think?
I mean, obviously it's a guess, but I think it's a pretty uncontroversial guess that they were, trying to get to Emma Miller Place, which is where the March for Australia people were originally organising. So they were planning to do some kind of confrontation. Obviously, I don't know whether it was planned to be forceful or peaceful, but they were definitely trying to get closer to where the March for Australia was being held. And yeah, I mean, as they were coming around the corner of City Hall, like only a few of them would have been able to see when the first ranks of people started to rush across the square. But as more and more of the crowd sort of turned around that corner onto King George Square, the energy levels in the crowd sort of built quite rapidly, and they started to try and force their way out of King George Square. And like, if they had got out of King George Square, it would have been a straight shot to Emma Miller Park. It was like 500 meters from where the March for Australia people were.
Oh, gee, interesting. I'm not sure if you saw, but there was some pretty bad violence in Melbourne with police attacking Antifa directly and
oh really?
Wow. Yeah, direct clashes with flashbangs and tear gas.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I've only been to Melbourne once in my life, surprisingly, but I've been reliably told that Melbourne does kick off with protests of all stripes. There's actually, I don't know whether it's that's probably a news chopper. It's not. I'm pretty sure police choppers are like blue or whatever, but there's a news chopper up in the sky there. I don't know if you can tell. There's been some like, the police presence today has been pretty heavy. They were boxing in the counter protesters quite a fair bit, like as they were marching from Queen's Gardens. And then obviously they brought in more resources to like halt them when they went off the approved course. But yeah, there's been, I think there were about the same amount of police at the March for Australia thing. I can't really tell at the moment because I'm in the march at the moment. I can't tell how many police are around, but there's got to be quite a few.
Wow. Okay. No. Thank you. Is there anything eventful nearby? Anything like that you would like to try show to our viewers?
Yeah, I'll try and get some shots of the crowd. I mean, the main feature of the crowd obviously is Australian flags. There's a bunch of red ensign flags as well. In terms of anything else, I mean, we're coming up on the casino. Not really sure. It's just more of the same at the moment. I don't know how many more of these are planned. Do you know how many more of the March for Australia protests are planned in the coming months?
Well, I think the next one was supposed to be Australia Day, but to be honest, I actually I don't know. I did think that it was going to be hard for them to continue with momentum. I mean, even just look at how many struggles that the Palestinian protests had with trying to keep momentum going. Like they managed to do it for 2 years. I might, Max, I'm sorry. I might cross back to you in about 10, 20 minutes. I think speeches have started in Sydney, so I might go to them and then I'll come back to you hopefully.
Yeah, all good, mate. Just let me know.
Could you let me know? Could you text me when the speeches begin? And I'll cross back to you in Brisbane.
Well, okay. There have already been some speeches. If there are other speeches, I'll let you know. But yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, mate. No worries. All right. Thank you, Max. Thanks, man. Let's see. Are there speeches in Melbourne? Let's see. I'll put them up for a bit. Now I can't unmute Will's mic. Will, could you rejoin perhaps? It's not letting me unmute you for some reason. Oh, he's muted himself. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just oh, yeah. Hey man, the audio. I'll come back to you. I know it. Yeah. Gee, damn. I don't know. Why the fuck do they have that loud music playing in Melbourne? It's just such a pointless. It's fucking pointless. All right. Let me try to put up Sydney speeches. from Chris Coveries. And again, shout out to Chris Coveries. This is Sydney.
Identity. Our Anglo-European ancestors settled this nation, built this nation, and passed this great nation on to us, their descendants. They did it for us so we could live in the greatest country on earth. They didn't do it so that we could be disenfranchised in our own suburbs and pushed out of electorates with hordes of imported voter blocks. They didn't do it so we could be minorities in our school classrooms or have to compete in the workforce and housing market against infinity immigrants. They didn't do it so our shopping centres would be filled with foreign machete gangs. And they didn't do it so our neighbourhoods could be terrorised by violent foreign thugs committing carjackings, breaking and enterings, and far worse than that.
Is this bloke Beck Freedom's husband? Yes, this is Beck Freedom's husband.
When you import the third world, you become the third world. They try to tell us that diversity is our strength, but we have only seen all the problems that come with mass immigration. We have seen a housing crisis, mass homelessness, increased violent crime, economic stress for Australians, foreign unrest in the streets, religious enclaves destroying the aesthetics of our suburbs. We have completely unrecognisable streets. The government's response to this seems to be increased censorship and hate speech laws for anyone who dares to speak out against it. It begs the question, what exactly are the benefits of diversity? Is it worth it to completely change the fabric of this entire nation permanently just for some exotic foreign food?
Pisco says he'll debate me again. I'll debate Pisco again.
Artificial boost in GDP numbers. It is proven now, beyond a shadow of a doubt, this experiment has run its course and the results are in. Mass immigration has failed. We are bringing in hundreds of thousands of unvetted, often hostile and unwilling to participate in traditional Australian society per year with no end in sight. We are seeing our culture eroded and we are seeing crime rates rise at levels we have never seen before. Mass immigration has failed and we need to have a serious conversation about deportation of criminal immigrants and remigration of hostile, un-Australian or foreign subversive immigrants. Send them back and shut the gate. It's time to protect our own. It's time to make our streets safe, and it's time to protect our women and children. Make no mistake, this is part of a larger agenda to completely destroy our people and our homelands. It is happening in every white nation. When you look at the statistics of birth rates, the global percentages of population of white people, the United Nations Replacement Migration Report, and the constant anti-white rhetoric we see from mainstream society and mainstream media, it is clear that we are under attack as a people, and it's time to start being proud of who we are and standing up against this heinous agenda and the betrayal of our people before it's too late. It is time to fight back. Many other nations and cultures around the world take pride in their heritage, and that's not seen as taboo in any way. But for some reason, being proud of white European Australian heritage is not allowed. Or they say there is no such thing as white heritage. Yes, people have been saying that. Many Australians have been completely brainwashed by this hateful and self-deprecating ideology, and we need to overcome this by overpowering these weak traitors with our powerful displays of Aussie pride. We must be proud of who we are as Australians and be proud of what our ancestors built. We must tell this traitorous government that Australians have had enough of being treated like second-class citizens. This is our country.
Yeah, to be
We
honest,
must
it does
fight
seem
this
like this
noble
guy's
cause.
NSN
It is our
adjacent,
duty as a people
unfortunately.
to stand up and fight for this great nation and return it to its former glory. The purpose of March for Australia is not only to normalise the conversation about
When are
mass
you running for
immigration,
Prime Minister, Drew?
but also to normalise
Not
being
for
proud of our
100 years,
Australian
mate.
heritage once again. It's about flying our flags and advocating for our people again. For too long we have been browbeaten, labelled toxic racists. From a young age we are brainwashed into thinking our history is evil, and it's time we put this agenda to an end once and for all. We owe it to our children, our grandchildren,
I
and
do
all
think
the
this
future
guy's true
generations of this
ethno-nationalist,
country.
but sorry. Definitely not the first homos to kiss in the metro tunnel. Good on them. Bloody hell. Wokeness has taken over, hasn't it? I'll go back to Chris's stream.
Been shrouded in controversy, and the mainstream media has been unrelentingly attacking us and hitting us with their ridiculous narratives. We have tried to keep it real, remain unapologetic, and stand strong against these bastards. It is an absolute credit to everyone here for turning up to March for Australia. Thank you everyone so much. So good. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! 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 Aussie, Aussie, Aussie!
Again, I have to shout out Chris Covers for filming all this stuff that I'm relying upon.
All right, let's go to our speakers.
Is Captain Dreamy your ally now? No, not necessarily. You're on a
First
generational
speaker
run
we
right now.
have
Thank you,
is
mate.
Miss Beck Freedom, National Organiser and Sydney Co-Organiser for March for Australia.
Okay, Beck Freedom's talking. I'm not a fan of Beck Freedom at all, but...
Oh, here comes Beck.
Hey guys, but I do have a speech this time. Last time I didn't, but this time I do. But before I start that speech, I want to give a special thank you to the awesome Australian kids that marched proudly holding our banner today. You guys are our future, and we are doing this for you.
Beck Freedom does have a lot of NSN connections.
I want to thank everyone for showing up today.
Which I
I
disapprove
also
of.
want to thank all my amazing organisers, team members and promoters right across Australia. You've all worked your little butts off and you're all amazing. Obviously the Smear of Fear campaign didn't stop or scare you guys away. How very patriotic of you.
Leave a like on my stream, by the way,
After
guys.
August 31st,
Helps me reach
a
more
lot
people.
of people walked away feeling like the day was amazing. They were full of adrenaline, full of pride, and couldn't wait to go again. The media knew this, though. The government knew this. So they had to try and diminish those feelings and squash that pride. They only showed violence in the news, called all the males toxic. They focused purely on the NSN, called us all racist, and minimised the numbers that showed up.
Well, it's your
They
fault, Beck. It's
ignored
literally
the
your fault
thousands of
for
flags
inviting
being flown
NSN.
proudly, or the unity of us all coming together. They didn't show us all singing the national anthem, or the proud little Aussie kids waving their flags. I think this was a bit of a wake-up call for some of you first-timers that attended. You realised the media
They needed Lee Kuan
lies.
Drew to give a speech instead of the NSN. So true.
They
I don't like the
twist
NSN. I
and they
hate them,
manipulate
okay?
it into a narrative that suits their agenda. To those of you that went to the first and came here again today despite the media campaigns, you're all patriotic legends. Congratulations! But remember this, we do not hate the media enough. However, what I will say is there are a few good ones here today, and to those ones we do appreciate you. We're not going to shitbag you all. Some of you are good, and those ones we appreciate. So keep it honest, guys. The left asks, what did you even achieve? As much as I'd love for our marches to end mass immigration, realistically it will not happen unless we see millions on the streets. My main goal with March for Australia was to reignite that good old
Comment.
Australian
This woman is
pride
awful. Who
that
let her
we've been
speak?
shamed out of
Unfortunately, she's
feeling
been the
these
main
past few
organizer in
decades.
Sydney. She's not a
My
very good
goal was to
person.
get people speaking about the problems we are seeing in Australia in terms of mass immigration. The
Lee
negative
Kuan
side
Drew
effects
wouldn't
and the
sully
impact
himself
on
by holding up a
Australians.
phone. He'd need a
I
proper
wanted to hear people
teleprompter.
discussing
So
how
true.
important it is
So true.
for us.
Very true. Very
Oh,
true.
hold on, sorry. To fight to keep our national identity, to protect our way of life, and to be proud
If you're
of
watching
our
on my YouTube stream, leave a like.
European
By the way,
heritage
I'm
and
not a fan of
culture.
Beck Freedom. I think she's a bad person.
I wanted these discussions to become normal and socially acceptable because for so long we've been told it's racist to speak on any of this. Far out, I got called racist because I used the word white to explain what Australian heritage is. People seem to forget that the first settlers were white. Captain Cook and Sir
There's a
Joseph
serious
Banks
elite
were
human
both
capital skills
white.
shortage in the Australian immigration restrictionist movement. This is true,
Therefore,
and I'm going
our
to try to change
Australian
that, okay?
heritage could
We
be
need some
referred to as
educated,
white
smart
without being
people.
shamed for using the correct
I don't think Beck is
description
the
of
best.
the colour of their skin. We should not be ashamed of our Australian history. Our marches have made these topics more common. Damn straight! I wanted the government to hear our concerns.
We
and
need
they
some more
did.
elite human capital,
Parliament
guys.
and
We need some more elite
politicians have
human
been buzzing
capital.
with
This is not
discussions about
exactly
mass immigration,
going to
immigration in general,
co-opt the
and
elites
even
of this country to
remigration.
agreeing with us.
It hasn't all been positive though. Just this past week, a motion was moved in New South Wales Parliament to condemn myself and March for Australia. Which John Ruddick spoke on in defence of both me, our organisers, and all of you who marched on August 31st. So thank you, John Ruddick, for your support.
Beck does not have much
Absolute
aura. This is
legend.
factually true. Beck does not have any aura whatsoever. We need
Labour's
some elite
Cameron
human
Murphy
capital. We need some
pulled
elite human
out all the
capital.
stops. He lied. He misquoted me and took me out of context. He basically called you all Nazis by association, said the march was fascism dressed up as patriotism.
Beck is an idiot. She should not have invited NSN to the meetings. She's an
proudly
idiot.
over your shoulders. But why are we surprised? The Labor Party doesn't exactly scream patriotism. Although they've got no problem.
The Drew Pavlou
constantly
nationalist
siding
arc has
with
been well
extreme
witnessed.
far left whilst
It's
labelling
happened.
that
I'm a
everyday
nationalist.
concerned
I'm a
Australians
patriot,
are
you see.
far-right extremists.
But I'm not an ethno-nationalist. I'm not a
Remember
racial
this
nationalist.
when it's time to cast your vote next.
I believe assimilation can
Of course,
happen.
the Labor government is so quick to condemn us. They are the ones bringing in the large number
I would
of
say
immigrants,
Beck is
refugees,
grug nationalism.
and visa
I'm
holders
trying to do
into
elite human
Australia.
capital nationalism.
They are the
you
ones
see.
ignoring the concerns
We're trying to do
of
some
the
intellectual human
Australian
right,
people.
intellectual nationalism.
They are ignoring the homeless families living on the streets, ignoring the Australians losing their well-paying jobs just to be replaced with cheaper immigrant workers. But worst of all, they are ignoring the concerns of safety due to high levels of immigrant crimes taking over our streets. Gang violence, machete crimes, rape, home invasions. The list is endless. The people committing these crimes came here for a better life, but instead they've chosen to treat Australia the same as their former home. What was that quote Jesse said earlier? Oh, that's right. Import the third world, become the third world. These criminals should be instantly deported with the first offence committed. We have the laws in place to be able to do so. If they receive a sentence of 12 months, they are meant to be deported. The problem is our courts would rather give them light sentences, give them bail, allow them back on the streets to recommit. We saw this happen recently in Melbourne with the Northland Shopping Centre machete fight that took place while several of them were out on bail. One was given bail again, then he was part of the group that ended up cutting 2 children's hands off, which resulted in their death. Had he been deported after his first crime, those children would still be alive today. Australia needs to deport immigrant criminals without hesitation after the first time is committed. We need to send them back. Send them back. Send them back. Send them back. Send them back.
It's not good. These people give me the ick. I agree. She's not a good. She's just.
Send them back. Send them back.
Here's the thing. Do you think any smart person looks at this and goes, wow, Beck Freedom, she's going to lead the movement? She's just cringe, dude. She's just cringe. She's an idiot. She's an idiot. Bad option.
I want my children to grow up in a world that they feel safe. I want my
Drew, would you have Thomas Sewell on the stream? He's in jail right now. He's not getting out for 10 years.
Instead, I want my son to grow up in a world that he doesn't feel shamed or called toxic for showing pride in his country. I want my baby boy to grow up and not feel like a stranger in Australia. I want him to grow up to be patriotic and learn about
What do I disagree with her on?
But also beautiful history of this country.
What do I disagree with her on? I mean, I don't like her rhetoric, and I don't like how she goes full race nationalist, because I'm not a race nationalist necessarily. I'm more cultural nationalist, you see.
People and actually hear the words we speak. I want them to end mass immigration, protect our heritage, our culture, and our way of life.
I keep telling these people to make an Aussie ethnic
Thank
enclave
you
in
to
Bali.
everyone for coming.
So
I
true.
love you all. Never back down. Never stop fighting for this beautiful country that we call home. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. 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 Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
We've got 33 people watching live on YouTube. Guys, leave a like if you're watching so that YouTube will show us to more people. Please
Thanks,
leave
Beck.
a like.
That's the national organiser for March for Australia. She's put lots of time and effort and blood, sweat and tears into this. So give her another round of applause, guys.
Leave a like, guys. Please leave a like on the stream.
Next
Helps reach more
speaker we
people.
have is the Honourable John Ruddock, MLC, representing
Okay, he's
the
a much
Libertarian Party.
better
Welcome
speaker
to the
than Beck.
stage,
Let's see
John.
what he says. I wonder if he'll be heckled like last
It's
time.
really terrific to see that we're making the Australian flag great again. It's fantastic. And I would really like to thank Beck Freedom and Jesse for organising it. These things don't come from nowhere. I think she got to sleep at 5 o'clock this morning. They have thrown everything at her, including the kitchen sink this week, but she's shown that she's as tough as nails and she doesn't care. So most people, Beck, most people would have backed down by now, but you're standing tall and we're standing with you. Now, I'm here because I believe that the three most important issues facing Australia, facing any country, are this, in this order: immigration, immigration, and immigration. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what immigration's like. Imagine if you're having a party, you're having a house party. Your friends come around, your family comes around, everyone's having a good time. People hear about it, more people come around, everyone's having a good time. Such a good time that people that you do not know and that may not fit into the party that well start crashing it. They wreck the party.
What about
What was
global
once a
warming?
great party,
Dude,
is now
Greta
an unhappy
Thunberg doesn't
party.
even give a shit about global
Now, the
warming
thing
anymore.
about why I say immigration is the most important issue is because, look, if taxes are too high, well, that's not good, but we can reduce them. Regulations are too high, we can reduce them. If we've got involved in a stupid war, we can get out of the war. Now, with immigration, it's very, very hard to reverse a bad immigration policy. Look what's happening in Western Europe and Scandinavia right now, and England. And you know, these trends, Australia's usually 5 to 10 years behind. We have to strive to prevent that happening in this country. Now, you know, the funny thing is, I read in the media somewhere this week that this was actually a Nazi rally. That's what I read. Now, I was sceptical of that, and I've talked to a lot of people today. You seem like the happiest, nicest people I've met many, many years.
The UK and the US are waking up, but we're very far
I would like
behind.
to do a test. If you are here and you're not a Nazi, can you please put up your hand? Now, you better put up your left hand, not your right hand. Now, that's pretty much everybody. That's pretty much everybody here is not a Nazi. So they are, what that means is, we were lied to in the media. But we were lied to. They want to badmouth this movement because they can see that it's catching on. Now, the last thing I'll say is, you know, these politicians, the thing that runs their life more than anything else is the polls. That's all they care about is the polls. They'll say anything if the polls say it. Well, the good news is the polls are on our side. The Lowy Institute, big left-wing globalist think tank, they put out a poll a few months ago. They said, ask people what they think about immigration. 53%, according to the Lowy Institute, said, yeah, we've got too much immigration. That's pretty good. The Guardian is probably the most left-wing media outlet in this country. They put a poll out recently. Same result, 53% of Australians say, yeah, too much immigration. And then just recently, like a week after the last rally, the Sydney Morning Herald, you know, another right-wing outlet, they said, yeah, boo the Sydney Morning Herald, but they did publish this poll. They said 49% of Australians say we've got too much immigration. 27%, big gap, 27% said, oh, it's about right. 5% said we don't have enough. Okay, that's the crazies who want to wreck the joint. Now, but very interestingly, 19% told the pollster, oh, I don't know, Mr. Pollster. I just don't know what I think about immigration. No, they're lying. They're shy. They're cowards, right? Now, in many cases, it's understandable. You work for one of these big corporations, they'll sack you like that. But the thing is, of that 19%, I believe clearly more than half of them would have privately said, yes, I think there's too much immigration. So my point is, we are representing the majority of Australians. And so thank you for being here. Now, I know this is, the March for Australia doesn't have a set policy. Okay, so this is my personal policy. I believe what we should do with immigration is a 5-year pause where we basically let no one in. But I don't want you to think, well, these ladies say 10. Have I got 15 over here? 15. Okay, no. Let's start with 5. But it's not back to business as normal after the pause. We want a massive reset. We want to have a debate in meetings like this and social media and Parliament, in our opinion pages. Have a sober debate about what's best for the next 50 years. And then at the end of that 5 years, and that 5 years of a civilised debate, we have a national vote. Nothing affects the people more than immigration. We put up 4 or 5 different plans, and we see what the people think. And you know what I reckon they'll vote for? I reckon they'll vote for what you guys stand for. Thanks so much for being here. Maintain the rage.
Thank you, John Ruddick. Good speech, mate. Send them back. Send them back. Send them back. Send them back.
I've got a question. Big Thinker asks, have the National Socialists taken this one over again like last time?
Next speaker, we have...
It's quite right-wing. I haven't seen evidence that NSN have been that present in Sydney. We'll have to see.
Hello, everyone. Hello. All right, so they keep saying there's a construction skills shortage, so they keep bringing in people that only do jobs that involve sitting down. They'll hand out university degrees like confetti so that they can join thousands of resumes.
Why are you allying with these people?
And then do Uber to survive.
I've got a comment. Why are you allying with these people, Drew? They want to send you back. No? Dude, why would I be sent back? I'm fully Australian, third generation on my mum's side, third generation on my dad's side, fourth generation on my mum's side. And I'd die for the country.
Assimilated. They became patriotic. I became patriotic. Now people come for a better life and then hate us for it. People are welcome here, but the key word is mass. Look at Sydney. Nearly 20 years ago, I was a bouncer at some of Sydney's most legendary venues, and I've personally seen how vibrant it was.
My mum's side came in the 1950s. My dad's side came in, I think, early 1960s.
Am I right?
My mum's side was actually early 1950s.
We used to be proud. We used to be a proud people. We used to be tough. We traded courage for compliance. We traded freedom.
And when they came to Australia, they were actually British subjects. They came from Cyprus.
Every decision they make hurts the people who actually keep this country alive. The
then you had our consent to become Australian. Thank you, mate.
We do. It's the same story that destroyed Britain, a once great empire rotting from within. They abandoned their values, their traditions, their identity, and now we're walking down the same path. 100%. The real agenda at play, the biggest story, is wages low, prices high. And they're replacing us with obedient slaves who won't notice their corruption. This is a controlled demolition of Western society on purpose. They want to destroy our way of life so they can steal more money and gain more power. But people will argue over a football team, but when it comes to standing up for their country, their freedom, their rights, silence. But you people here are the exception. If we don't snap out of this, everything that we love, the Australia that we once loved, will be gone. And I never thought I'd see the day that standing up for our own country would make us the bad guys. I really didn't know. But I just wanted to say a massive thank you to the police. I want to say a massive thank you to Beck Freedom and the organisers. But don't forget, stand up, speak up.
You are getting deported. I'm not getting deported. I'm fully Australian.
Cheers, Mad Unit. That's good, mate. All right, next speaker, we have social media personality renowned for defeating the E-Safety Commissioner in court. Welcome Celine Against the Machine to the stage.
Hello, Sydney. Thank you all for being here today, and thank you, Beck, and thank you, Jesse, for letting me speak. My online name is Celine Against the Machine. I'm a mother and a very proud Australian. I wanted to speak today as the topic of mass immigration is something I care deeply about for a number of reasons. I love this country. I love this country, but if I'm honest, I don't really love the people that are in charge. I've lived in Western Sydney my whole life, so I've seen firsthand what forced multiculturalism does to a community. It doesn't foster cohesion, it promotes division. The streets and shopping centres that I grew up in, I don't recognise anymore, and I am starting to feel like a stranger in my own country. Now, in case you couldn't tell, I'm a woman, a real one, an adult human female. I have an 8-month-old daughter, and she means everything to me. While I'm sure I'll agree with what else is said today, because I am a woman, I'm going to talk about this through the specific lens of protecting women's safety. Women and girls always pay a price when it comes to mass immigration.
I have been to West Sydney, I've been to Lakemba, in
people from
fact.
countries whose ethics and values do not align with our own, Western women are isolated, degraded, and attacked. Look at the UK, Europe, the United States. All of the horrific attacks that we've seen on women and girls, they will happen here. Hell, they already have. Now, the progressive, liberal nut jobs, the Abby Chatfields of the world,
Shame on Abby Chatfield. Shame.
they
Shame.
couldn't give a shit about our daughters.
Well said, actually.
All
She's a
these
good speech.
so-called feminists who argue that men can be women will willingly turn a blind eye to the very real dangers that women and girls face because of their intersectional ideologies. Not
That's a
only will
good
they
speech
not
so
talk
far.
about it, but they'll call you racist for even thinking about it. While they sit in their million-dollar homes with their luxury beliefs, completely separated from what most Australians are seeing every day with their own eyes.
True, actually. Good speech.
Now, even though
Good
we
speech.
have different ideologies, those women still deserve to be safe. When we import people from countries who have a backwards, barbaric view of women, Western women and girls are in danger. Now, when I say backwards and barbaric views of women, you know exactly what I mean. I don't want to speak for everyone here, but in my opinion, if your culture includes covering your women head to toe so your men don't assault them, I don't want it here.
I'm putting that bloke in timeout, the Drogma guy. He's trying to put a slur in my chat. I'm going to get it taken down.
If
I'm
your
putting him in
culture-
timeout.
If your culture includes sex-selective abortions, killing children just because they're girls,
Sex
I
selective
want it
abortions are horrific. I just said I put that guy Drogma in timeout because he was trying to put a slur in the chat, and YouTube will take me down.
I don't want it here. If your culture believes in honor killings when family members step out of line, I don't want it here.
Well said. I don't like honor killings in Australia.
If your culture believes in sorting out your differences by stabbing each other with machetes, I don't want it here.
Fair enough.
We have a government that consistently boasts about how many women there are in Parliament, claiming to care about women's rights, women's voices, all this virtue signalling bullshit. They can't even define what a woman is. If you truly cared about protecting Australian women, you'd stop importing people from cultures that don't respect us. Now, if we can't get those dickheads in Canberra to listen to us and to put a stop to the influx of people that we're importing, then women and girls will be sacrificed at the altar of multiculturalism. Our children deserve to feel safe in their country. Our children deserve to be proud of their country. Our children deserve Australia. I'll end with this. Some cultures are better than others.
True.
There's a reason people want to
I'm not a
move here.
cultural relativist.
There's a
I'm not a
reason that
cultural
Western
relativist.
countries are being flooded with immigrants, and there's a reason that they don't want to go back home. That reason is our culture, our Anglo culture, our quality of life, our way of life, our beautiful country. Our country is worth fighting for, and as long as we continue to have the pride and the passion that I'm seeing here today, then at least they'll know that we won't go down without a fight. Thank you all. God bless.
That was a pretty good speech. That was the best speech so far, I reckon. I'm going to give her a follow.
Thanks, Celine. That was a great speech. Great speech, Celine. For our next speaker, we got Mr. Craig Kelly. Welcome to the stage, Craig.
Okay, this will be interesting. Let's see what Craig Kelly says.
We are here today for a few reasons. Firstly, because we are proud of our great Australian flag.
Good speaker.
We are proud of our nation, Australia. And we are proud of our country's history. But I'll tell you what, we are damn shamed about the government that we have in Canberra.
He's a good speaker, wow.
Now let's just do the mathematics, the simple mathematics. The first term of the Albanese government, he's imported a net number of 1.4 million new people into this country. 1.4 million. If we go back before the Sydney Olympics, that is 15 years worth of migration crammed into just 3 years. And what are the adverse consequences? We see families living in their cars. We see Australians living under bridges. We see the price of rents through the roof, where the rent today, the average cost of your rent as a percentage of your wage, has never been higher in our nation's history. And the great Australian dream of home ownership, the chance that a young Australian can own part of the land that he was born in, has been extinguished by the Albanese government.
He's a good speaker.
So we are saying, as John Ruddick said, we want a massive cut in the number of migrants coming to this country, because you cannot bring 1.4 million people in 3 years. It's not just the housing, it's also the dams, it's the hospitals, it's the public transport network, it is the entire infrastructure. The Albanese government has this nation going backwards.
It's honestly mainly due to immigration. We have taken in the equivalent of like 2-3% of the population every year.
Because we cannot have another 3 years of Anthony Albanese as the Prime Minister of this country. Thank you.
He was a good speaker.
Albo's a wanker. Albo's a wanker. Albo's a traitor. Albo's a traitor.
All right, thanks for that, Craig. Our next speaker is Steve Christou, the former Mayor and Libertarian Councillor for Cumberland. Welcome, Steve.
Hello, Aussie Patriots. Give it up, Sydney. Before we start, I'd like to say a big thank you to Beck and her partner Jess. Give them a
Why are
round
you
of
not there,
applause.
Drew?
Nothing happened.
I am a media bloke. I'm a media bloke. I'm covering it as a media personality.
Now,
You
just like
see,
everybody here
I'm
today,
covering it.
I'm
I'm
here
trying to follow
because
along
I
in
love
different
my country
cities.
and I love my flag. But unfortunately, our country is being flushed down the toilet by Anthony Albanese, Penny Wong, and the Australian Labor Party. And
It's
the
not
Greens.
so much that it's public
That's
housing.
right.
I think we have less public
Determined-
housing in the UK.
Determined to flush our country's morals.
Leave a like on the stream, by the way, guys. We've got
Right down
39
the
live viewers on
But we're not
YouTube
gonna
and a
let that
couple
happen.
dozen more on Twitter. Leave a like on the stream. It helps us reach more people. Very helpful.
We are in a cost of living crisis where people
Yeah,
are
we have a
struggling
lot less
to pay
social
the
housing
mortgage,
compared to
rent,
the
the
UK.
bills, and put food on the table to feed their children. And what's our federal government's response? Let's let in 1.5 million Australians in the last 3 years, creating a housing crisis, creating a rental crisis. People cannot get into the housing market. People are sleeping in parks and in tents and in cars. And in a lot of cases, they're holding full-time jobs, all because of excess migration. We have a treacherous government sneaking in ISIS brides under the cover of darkness. Boo!
I have never been better off than I have under Elbow. What profession do you work in, MW? Please let us know.
And telling them you abandoned Australia and giving them the
Oh,
middle
gee, the
finger,
UK
because that's
system
what
with the
they gave
social
Australia when
housing,
they
the
walked
triple
out of
lock
here.
with the pensions is actually like genocidal, basically. The
Send
UK,
them
I
back.
think, is another
Send
level.
them back. Send 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 them back. Rather than leaving these treacherous ISIS brides, they want to welcome them back with open arms, let them take our generous welfare system, give them priority housing. Boo, that's right. And it's happening, and they're jumping the queue from ordinary Australians.
1 second, guys.
That need assistance with housing and might need the welfare assistance, and we're saying no, we're not going to give it to our own people. We're going to give it to treacherous ISIS brides. That's right, maintain the rage, because we all need to be angry. They're letting in immigrants that won't assimilate to our culture, and again, they're committing acts of violence and taking up our welfare system. It is treason. It is. But I'll tell you this, there needs to be a mass immigration pause in this country. On a minimum of 5 years, on a minimum. Because our schools and our hospitals and our infrastructure cannot cope. Okay? That's right, people can't cope. No, we can't leave. So, it warms my heart to see you all out here today, waving the Australian flag, loudly and proudly. So, get all the flags up, give it a big cheer. And we will continue this fight against the Albanese Labor government and against the commos that hate our country. Okay, and before we go, let's sing it loud and proud. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! 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 Aussie, Aussie,
Hello, everyone.
Aussie. Well done, Sydney. Well done, Australia.
I like how someone just screamed, "Fuck the ISIS bride."
Thanks, Steve.
Funny.
All right, next up we got the viral Vegemite guy from TikTok, Alan Ross.
Easy money. I think you don't understand how bad the Australian economy is right now. It is like literally atrocious. We literally have our property market is 600% larger than GDP.
To my fellow Australians, I am Alan Ross, also known as the Vegemite guy, who went viral on social media platforms, including TikTok.
I will debate Alex now at some point. I just have been so busy lately because I've also had.
Australian troops. Who out there seen
I'm actually about to graduate my Bachelor of Arts, so I was doing a bit of exams recently and essays and stuff.
I'm here today as a taxpaying,
Hello, Sean. How are you?
law-abiding,
Thanks, mate.
proud Australian citizen.
Please leave a
to
like,
march
guys.
for Australia in defiance of mass immigration plaguing our country. I am speaking up when others stay silent. I am doing what our politicians won't, and I know I am not alone. This crowd speaks volumes. I have been called every name under the sun, including racist, which has been used so much it's now lost its meaning. I am all for reality, and I will not be silenced. My great-grandfather spilled blood and determination in World War I to protect this
it's
flag
funny. I'm glad that I'm finally
and our
finishing
way
it.
of life, and I will not allow his...
This guy's so funny. He's actually one of the funniest accounts. You got to move overseas and skip out on that hex deck because the regime doesn't deserve to be paid back. That's so funny.
I will fly my flag high and march for Australia for as long as it takes to make positive change for ourselves and our future generations to follow. Our children depend on us for a safe future. This is our country. This is our home. And enough is enough.
Make sure you get some decent framing job done on your degree, Drew. Spend a few hundred on the framing from a Salt of the Earth family-owned framing shop. Absolutely, that's a great idea.
Heard
I like that.
loud and clear that mass immigration must be halted. Our country is being run like a bad business, wasteful, unaccountable, and blind to everyday Australians. We must continue to unite as strength in numbers will demand leadership that puts Australians first. Accountability over excuses, results over rhetoric. This is a true grassroots movement powered by belief. Belief in our country. Belief that Australians deserve better. In the famous words of our great John Farnham, we have the chance to turn the pages over. We are not going to sit in silence. We are not going to live in fear. You're the voice. You and you and you and you and you. So let's make a noise and make it clear. This agenda is hurting everyday Australians with services stretched and families under pressure. August 31st was a celebration of who we are as a people and how we can unite under one banner, one unbreakable force, sending a message so loud it couldn't be ignored. After the August 31st protest, there has been a shift in the Australian collective energy. Even
So
our
true.
current political landscape is changing.
Solid gold frame with the degree. So true. The frame has to be garishly Greek and gold. So true. I love it. I love it. Salute.
Parliamentarians such as Pauline Hanson has warned immigration numbers are out of control for 30 years.
MW, what do you work in? What's your job?
Who has always had the guts to say what you're thinking. She has put this debate front and centre in Canberra. So remember that the next time you're at the polling booth and vote One Nation for our best chance of getting our country back on track. Mass immigration is the movement of a large number of people from one geographical area to another, usually influenced by government policies. Between 1945 and 2024, Australia welcomed 7.5 million migrants on an average of 93,750 per year. It has been projected by the end of the Albanese regime, an additional 2.5 million migrants will have been added to the Australian population. That is a sudden and significant influx from different countries, not reflective of being sustainable to our economic and social infrastructure, such as houses, roads, hospitals, and schools. This current attitude is diluting everything we hold sacred. Arthur Caldwell, leader of the Australian Labor Party in 1967, had said,
If Australians are ever foolish enough to open their gates to people other than Europeans, they will soon find themselves fighting desperately to stop the nation from being flooded by hordes of non-integratables.
John says, I'm doing better under Elvo. How you going, John? How's Tasmania? I don't know who the guy speaking is.
Now that was
Would you have voted for
spoken
Trump
by
in
a
2024?
representative of the
I
same
think I'm a
party
conservative
in
now.
power
So I'm
today.
voting for conservatives wherever I
And
can.
they have a much more opposing and damaging attitude. This is the same party who used to be spelt Labour as Labour, but have dropped the U because they don't care about you.
That's pretty, I have to say.
They just care about themselves and greasing up with socialist ideologies, corruption, and mass immigration to help buy votes at the next election. How's that for a fair and just democracy? Crime is out of control by demographics of repeat offenders of foreign descent, from the social and organised syndicates to the apex gangs in Melbourne. Retail workers are being held at knife point at their place of work. Families are being terrorised in their own homes. Bail laws provoke reoffending and a disregard for the rules. Do I need to even mention the Northland Shopping Centre incident? I think it's already been mentioned here again today. Exactly. ISIS brides are being smuggled in under the cover of darkness, and politicians are not giving clear answers in Parliament when they're questioned. This goes to show the government does not care, nor does it fully understand how to keep Australians safe. If you import the third world, you'll get third world problems and conflicts in return. Our Australian identity is changing and will be lost forever if this continues.
It's our blood.
Not assimilating with our country's morals and values, our language and our history is not multiculturalism. It is replacement of one culture with another. Have a look at what's occurring in Britain. It's too late for them now. It's too saturated with foreign immigrants who have pushed their own agendas and ideology. There is no cure for this. We cannot stand by and say sorry for mistakes made after the fact. It will be too
True tweet out,
late
looking back, I
for
would have voted for Trump.
Australia
Let's see the reaction.
as well if we continue.
You're encouraging me to
allow
rage bait
this
further.
mass immigration to occur. Prevention is better than cure.
Yeah, I agree with this guy. It's Sydney. Couldn't they have at least got Stephen Chavura? Chavura is a smart intellectual. I wish they'd get some intellectuals up, you know?
Research firm Dynata found that 71% of Australians
Easy
agree
money. I'll
that
think about it. That's
immigration
pretty
limits
funny.
are too high.
That's pretty funny.
And this government should temporarily pause its intake.
Maybe
of
I'll say
new
I secretly voted
immigrants.
Trump in
Mass
2024.
immigration is making
I'll say that.
Australia poorer and more divided. By gathering here today and across this great nation, we are sending a strong message to our political leaders that drastic and urgent action is needed to restore confidence in our migration program. Too many young Australians are being deprived of an opportunity to own their own home. Exactly, thank you.
Useless government.
That's in part because this immigration pressures are having on the housing market. Australia needs a migration system managed maturely and in the interests of the country, not determined by internal political power struggles. Our government's drunk on power and has morphed into a tyrannical beast, trampling our freedoms, our voices, and our way of life. They need to be given a Vegemite sandwich and do the job they are paid for.
Gen Z's future, not yours.
100% agreed. Now, if the floodgates at Warragamba Dam were open completely, and stay with me here, I have a point.
I'm not a big fan of the speaker. I think they need to get stronger
flooding,
speakers up.
If the river couldn't handle the volume, and we've seen it happen. Well, a full-scale release of mass immigration is what is happening in our country right now.
You're basically
Floodgates are in place for a reason.
Eric Adams, stronger soldiers. Eric Adams, soldiers, rise up.
And downstream communities from overflow. We need those floodgates installed where mass immigration is sustainable and does not inundate our communities, where our hard-working, fair dinkum Aussies are not drowned out of the housing market.
A new speaker, please. A new speaker. We need a new speaker.
Australia has an illegal immigration problem from people overstaying visas. According to the Department of Immigration and Border Protection, the current total number of illegal migrants living in Australia is approximately 62,700 as of today, a figure that is increasing at a rate of 5% annually. However, only 2,000 illegal immigrants are deported every year.
Guys, leave a like, please. If you're watching my stream, leave a like. I've got about 30 people on YouTube. Leave a like, helps us reach more people. Voting in a minute
has one of the highest amounts of foreign-born residents in the world. The total numbers, both in total numbers and both per capita. Recent immigration now accounts for over 30%.
I'm putting
of the
Drogma back in
population,
timeout. He's trying to get me
the
banned.
highest proportion among Western nations. Going forward, I propose a 5-year mass immigration pause to help social and economic recovery. An increase in Australian working visas to 5 years. And then you can earn the opportunity to apply for citizenship. Then we need to begin the process of sending the Gaza refugees who are currently on a temporary visa back to where they came from. And finally,
I unfortunately think Easy Money has some correct stance here. I mean, we need more elite human capital. We need some smart people giving speeches.
Like you're going to a Halloween party, pretending that you are a walking mailbox. We need to cap the intake of international students and family migration from countries such as China, the Philippines, India, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. Sir Edmund Barton once said in 1907...
There's some people trying to heckle this guy and saying he's not good enough. But
for all but one flag, the Australian flag. Look around you, that's what you see here today.
I am conservative now. It's a real thing. I've written quite extensively on it.
We have all one language here, and that is the English language. And we have all but one sole loyalty, and that is the loyalty to the Australian people.
This guy's not very good speaker. I gotta say, gotta switch it up.
A bird on our national coat of arms went head to head with the military in protecting their habitat.
Emus. Like, what the fuck's he talking about?
The war was won by an animal due to their surprising speed, resilience.
What the fuck's this guy talking about? He's talking about the emus.
Almost 100 years later, our March for Australia rallies across this country, designed to protect the habitat of every individual.
I don't really know what he's talking about.
One with just as much speed, resilience, and ability to mobilize across this great nation.
He's comparing the protest to
by coming here today,
to
you are helping
emus.
defend our honor and protect our heritage, our culture, and our way of life for this great southern land.
Right, subsequent why you
Power
support
of the
Trump
people
now.
has shown us through
Look, I'm not an open. I still have some criticisms of Trump, okay?
To the waterfront
I'm not.
workers' strikes,
I'm not unthinking about it.
our
I still have quite a few
strength lies
criticisms of
in our
Trump.
solidarity. There is no shame in standing up for Australia.
I'm not like
breaking the
anti-gay or
cycle of
anything.
division.
Like he's asking me, so this guy's asking me like, how socially conservative are you? I mean, like, I've got no problem with just gay people living their lives. I don't like drag queen story time. That's a normal
Send
view.
them back. We share the same.
I mean, that's a funny thing. I mean, I'm in my social attitudes, I'm not even that conservative. It's just that the left has become literal communists. Drew, you're a conservative only because the left wing has moved to like 200 kilometers to the left in the last 20 years.
Same
Yeah,
blood
literally.
and same spirit. This isn't about left and right. It's about right and wrong. We have been censored, vilified, and knocked down, but we've got up again to march in every city of every state. In
What do you think of
Australia, and we
transgenderism?
will
I think
take this
kids shouldn't
country
be.
back one
I think
street
kids
at a
shouldn't be
time.
put into irreversible surgeries. They're kids. They can't make
Come
that
on,
decision.
Aussies, come on. Don't let the foundations that hold
This guy's a
country
really bad
together
speaker. It's
bring
actually
us
killing my ears.
leadership
Please
and
give a new
conservative
speaker up
values
here,
be
please.
pushed aside.
Yeah, I love Maria Corina Machado. Beautiful woman. I love Maria Corina Machado. Nobel Peace Prize. A great figure. Great figure. Maria Corina Machado.
Wear your flag capes to eat yum cha. And support the Australian small businesses who help drive this country forward.
What was he saying about
Time
Yum
for
Cha?
action is
What
now.
was he saying about Yum Cha? I didn't
And
hear
may
that.
the government tremble at the roar of our March for Australia rallies across this nation. Anthony Albanese, can't you hear
You went
the
from centre
thunder?
left to centre
You
right,
better
moderate to in
run.
control. I am
You
a
better
moderate.
hide
I'm against the
for cover.
Fuentes types, dude. Yeah, this guy's a terrible figure. I have to say, please put on a new one.
So in conclusion, we all come from a land down under.
Look, if adults want to have surgeries and
Where
stuff, that's for adults to
patriotism
make the
is
decision.
not
I'm not going to say that adults can't
where prevention of
make their own
mass
decision, but my
immigration
problem is
better
with the
than
kids,
cure.
okay? My problem is I don't think
Where the
kids
One Nation
should make
Party
irreversible
has this
decisions.
country's interest in its sight.
Yeah, Machado's got based.
So remember to vote accordingly.
Yeah, he's got a bad voice. This is like full boomer, guys. Please, put someone with 150 IQ points on the stage, please. My God, we need someone with 150
And
IQ
where we
points. This is
must
so
continue
bad.
to be loud and proud of Australian culture on every street to help keep this movement flying high, just like those amazing flags today. Sons and daughters of Australia, I am Alan Ross. And I see a whole army of countrymen here in defiance of mass immigration. Countrymen who would be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for just one chance to come back here for another March for Australia and tell our government they may take our votes, but they will never take our freedom. Thank you.
He's passionate. It just wasn't the best speech.
Thanks, Alan. That was good, mate.
That was like a
Last speech
30-minute
we got
speech.
Before I make an announcement, and then we'll go to an open mic at the end. We got
That was a bad
seventh
speech, though.
generation Australian and social media personality. Welcome Viscount Dundee to the stage.
Thank you. You know, I didn't want to be here today. I have a wife and children that love me back home in the beautiful Hunter Valley.
Drew, you must feel pretty embarrassed. I'm not, because my opposition to mass immigration is coming from an intellectual 150 IQ place. It's not necessarily the exact same as everybody else.
Yes. But the fact is, Canberra has not given me a choice. I haven't given any of us a choice. And the message I bring is not a message for everyone. As a matter of fact, it might be a little bit somber after those beautiful speeches before me. But I come bearing bad news, and I come bearing good news. The bad news is the Australian state is functionally a failed institution. It is currently suffering a legitimacy crisis. It is forever dependent on more and more of this substance that they cannot grab, this political dark matter, to explain why this promised land has not worked out the way they claimed it would. They have to lean to everything. It's the racists.
Has
It's the
Destiny blocked you? Yeah,
anti-vaxxers,
Destiny blocked me on Twitter.
It's the sovereign citizens. it's you. And the plain fact is, not even Antifa cared enough to turn up today.
Hey, I feel embarrassed when you
Either
have the
that or
pro-Pally
props
protest
to the
swamped
cops,
with
you
Hamas
guys
and
do a
Hezbollah
great
flags.
job.
It's hard. Hard.
But we live in a country where no one under 40 can afford a home. And they've turned the lucky country
All those edits for
into
nothing. Yeah, so
more than a
true.
legal
So brutal.
looting operation. This is a country where the old consumes the young, the ugly crushes the beautiful, the weak protects the lifeblood of the strong. We come today to this place. This is an enemy castle, and sure, it might be.
Enemy castle in front
We're
of
here today to
a
remind
church?
them we bloody well have them surrounded.
Oh, bloody hell.
They've worked hard to destroy the great Australian dream. They've built an empire of stolen goods that drained from our very lifeblood. They've snatched from our children's mouths for their own enrichment and for paying off their foreign interlopers. The systemic purpose of this regime is to disembowel you. They sent our forefathers to die in Gallipoli, our grandfathers to die in Vietnam. They sent our fathers, brothers, uncles to be blown
8
apart
values
by
GitHub.
IEDs
Okay, I'll
in the
do that.
sands of the Middle East, while the cowards who stayed behind and ran the halls of power washed away our country in a sea of indescript brown.
This is a pretty fucked up
We
speech.
work like dogs to live like rats in the land that our forefathers struggled and died for.
You can't simultaneously have free
But the good
immigration and
news
welfare
is
state.
this.
Yeah, that's true.
We're approaching South Africanization at a rate that's absolutely inconceivable.
Yeah, this guy seems
We
to be
have half the
innocent.
country, the beautiful people here before me today that believe that pedophilia should be a capital crime. And another part of the country that could not import fast enough a sea of people who don't think it a crime at all.
Send them to
Amen.
North Korea.
You cannot share a politic with these people. And look, it may well be the case.
Yeah, I don't like him saying a sea of indescript brown. That's fucked. He sounds like
Canberra
an
does
SM.
not care that we're here today. I wish I could say that through the microphone. But in the end, we win when we no longer care about them. We didn't vote for this, and there's no voting our way out of this.
What the fuck?
We
He's
cannot
advocating
stick to
violence.
failed
This is
strategies
fucking mental.
That have led us to this point.
He's actually telling people you can't vote
We
to
aren't
stop this.
marching
This is
for
fucked.
Canberra. We're marching for us. We're marching for each and every true-blooded Australian out there. All these beautiful faces looking at me right now. We are still in this fight, and we will not go quietly. I want each and every one of you to understand that we currently face an existential crisis.
This guy is either Fed
We
or
currently
NSN, yeah.
stand upon
I
the
think you're right.
precipice of whether to be as a people,
He literally said you can't vote your way out of
as a
this.
country, or not to be. Because migration is a weapon. It is a weapon released upon us, upon our culture, our way of life, and upon our children. Absolutely. You know, our forefathers ran to the edge of the earth, to the edge of the known world. We're standing here with nowhere left to run. And there is a time to run. And there is a time to dig in. And you better bloody believe it, it's the time to dig in right now.
After the speeches, I'm going to take the 8 values tests. I'll take the political
And
values
so my
test.
message today, my positive one, is to start with the things that we can control. We start with the small things. We start with the wins that are on the table. I want you to take each and every one of you who's made a friend today. Don't just go home back to the way things were. Stay in touch. Stick together. I want you to make communities with each other. You understand that we win when we live in a country that we can talk to our neighbours in. We win when we live in a country in which we can talk about the problems, about the foreigners, about the corruption. We win when we live together when we raise our kids together, when we tell them our stories, when we sing them our songs. You need to organise on a smaller scale.
Lefty in the
And
chat,
that's gonna be
James, is saying
hard.
abolish Australia. Well, there you
Because
go.
they
That's
spent
why
the
I hate
last 100
communists.
years tearing down this country, tearing down our people, tearing down our culture. Yes, it's going to be small bricks. It's going to be socks than shoes.
Yeah.
So get together, get in with your councils.
I think the speech is
work
almost
with
done.
developers, employ each other, support each other, be anti-fragile. If they come through with their digital ID, it should not matter because you live with the people you love.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look, we need to make camping weekends about skills. We need to make beers in the shed after work turned into songs. We need to ooze patriotism and pride every chance we get. We must be psychologically prepared to fight a very long war. But it is a war we will win. You understand that if history has taught us anything, it's that if we do not believe in our right to rule, if we do not believe in ourselves, then others will come who are utterly unworthy to do so. The crown is in the gutter, and we have only to pick it up. We will win because something always beats nothing.
Yeah.
We will win because we are something.
Yeah.
We will win because we are Australians.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you now,
It's a good comment.
any land that you aren't prepared to protect is terra nullius. And this land is bloody well ours!
Libtards will
Our
memorize their
hands
speeches
for the
about
poem.
factory farming, but right wingers can't even
And
be
you're all
bothered
gonna love it.
memorizing their speeches about saving the entire West.
During the time of the prospecting days and the original Eureka Stockade, the miners, the
National
Australians,
conservatism.
were
It's
under
national
the thumb
conservatism. That's what we're looking at.
of a tyrannical government. They were being swamped in their
I'll show you very quickly. National conservatism. This is basically what I believe in, national conservatism. We'll go back into that later. I'll go back to the speeches. Someone said, you think you have an IQ of 150? Mate, it's 250. So true.
tyrants feel the sting of those that they would throttle. They didn't say the fault is ours if blood should stain the wattle. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! 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 Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! God bless you all.
This is a true thing. This is a fact. One should be able to speak contemporaneously without notes for a few minutes about the topic they've thought about most in their lives. Shouldn't need a written speech. It's
Just
true.
going to make a quick announcement about.
I didn't like the blood on the
Australia's
waddle
next
stuff.
event,
Too much violent rhetoric.
And then we'll go to the open mic. So I think we've got 5 here.
Oh, for fuck's sake. The open mic will be straight up fucking Joel
Quick,
Davis.
then we've got to pack
Fuck's
this
sake.
thing up. All right,
Open
so
mic. Who the fuck does an
what's
open
next
mic, you
for March for
retards?
Australia?
Fucking hell.
The next official March for Australia event will be held on Australia Day, January 26th, 2026. We are aware that there are other rallies planned for the 29th of November 25. These rallies are not associated with March for Australia and do not share our core values at all. In fact, these rallies were made out of spite against the March for Australia after their main organisers trashed our movement, calling everyone racist and Nazis.
Someone said I'd rather hang out with
They then
transgenders
used
than these
footage
people.
from the first March for Australia
I gotta
event as
join One Nation. I'm not
promotional
joining One
material
Nation.
for their own event in an attempt to ride the wave of momentum of our movement. I'm not telling anyone whether to attend these rallies or not, but I'm making it clear where March for Australia stands. I know many people are wanting more regular March for Australia events. However, November, December time of year is usually dedicated to the Christmas season with friends, family, shopping for presents, and quite often ends up being the busiest time of the year. March for Australia has decided that the festive season is not an optimal
the
time
NSN
for
guys
marching.
try to hijack all
For our
conservative
next
populism.
event on Australia Day, we are planning on generating an enormous display of patriotism to celebrate our beloved national holiday. It will be a huge statement towards the un-Australian traitors who have been trying to steal our day from us for so long. We have an opportunity to make this one of the most significant Australia Day celebrations in many years, and we want January to be the most patriotic month of the year. Many call it
No,
Australia
easy
Month.
money that no. Beck Freedom
In
is
the
like the
meantime,
OG founder,
we're
and
running
she's
some
like fully
campaigns for
infiltrated with the
supporters to get
NSN. It's a real
involved, so
shame.
feel free to keep following the social media pages to be involved. We have the Raise the Flag, which is hoisting the
Barnaby and
Australian
Drew are
flag
gonna
on a
make
piece
One
of
Nation.
public
No, mate,
property,
I'm not
light
joining One
posts,
Nation.
electricity posts, etc. And then we have Australia's Voice, which you can send in clips, written posts, or clips or written posts to March for Australia pages, and we'll publish them on the page. We believe all Australians deserve to have a voice, so tell us how mass immigration has failed you. What side effects are you feeling? Cost of living, housing crisis, crime increase. Explain why you are marching for Australia. All right, guys, that's it. We'll do the open mic. We'll get 5 people.
Open mic.
Rules are we've got to stay on
Fucking
topic
retarded
within
idea.
the messaging. 2-minute speeches. Let's go, guys. Get through.
Oh, the open mic is such a fuckwit idea.
Hi everyone, I'm Donna from the Corruption Whistleblower newspaper. So we are definitely here and love our
I'm not a
nation.
member of the Liberals
We
either.
have
I'm just an
noticed
unaligned
that
conservative.
The Australian government is doing this immigration as quite the ploy. Of course people are going to want to come in and get thousands of dollars for free. Not good enough, government. They're clearly not representing the people. So really, they've been indicted by the people. We have done grand jury indictments at www.corruptionwhistleblower.com, and you can join in those grand jury indictments. because the
not the
entire
sovereign
government's
citizens.
involved in this
Fucking so
corruption.
retarded.
Not just
Why?
Albo, the whole lot of them needs to
Oh
go.
my God.
The whole lot of them needs
Oh
to
my God.
be held to account for
Please.
their treasonous,
There needs-
terrorist,
There needs to be an IQ cutoff. There has to be an IQ cutoff. You have to be like above 120 to give a speech, please. At least 120. It's fucked.
240 a day
Fuck.
children are snatched by so-called child protection. And where do they
Oh
go?
my God.
So you want to immigrate to this country?
Fucking hell. 120 IQ cutoff, please.
We're the number one
Fucking
for
hell.
taking people's children
Fuck.
for nothing.
Fuck.
And bloody child trafficking them everywhere. 60,000, 240 a day. And you know how
Pain,
much they
it's
get for
fucking pain,
uplifting
mate.
them? $40,000. Just like they're paying the immigrants to come in. Don't look at the immigrants, it's the government! It's the Australian government causing this.
Please.
They are so evil.
Put
They
Dr.
have
Stephen
absolutely
Chavura on,
decimated
please.
this country
Put
at
on
every
Dr.
level.
Chavura.
So we've written about it.
She's doing a haka.
80-page newspaper. You
She's
like it?
doing a haka.
Corruption
Please stop
whistleblower.
this.
Woo. And they all have won. They know their crimes. That's why they're doing the replacement migration. Yeah, they know their crimes, and they know when we know about this that they have absolutely not asked the people what to do, not asked the people what we want. They are treasonous terrorist government, and they are a foreign government, actually, of political subdivision. Go and research that.
Political
Go and
subdivision doesn't
research
even
some of
make
the
sense,
stuff
you
that's
fucking
going on.
retarded
It's
bitch.
clear, all outlined.
Oh.
We've got 3 editions in the Corruption Whistleblower newspaper. They are not above the law, and we are coming for you for public trials. And
There's not going to be a public trial, you fucking retard.
totally need you to be on the people's
She's going
side
QAnon,
and
please.
stop
Get the fuck off the stage, you
criminal
stupid
government
bitch.
That is paying your wage. And you too, ABC, we're watching you as well. We're watching all the mainstream media and how crooked
Get
are
this
you
stupid
covering up
bitch
your
off the
co-conspiracy
stage, please.
Crimes. One would think you're in joint enterprise with the evil government, wouldn't one? Mainstream media. So watch yourselves, because we're coming for you. Everyone here knows, and we're coming for you, Australian government, to bring justice and righteousness back here. By
Get off the
power
fucking
of right,
stage.
what is right? We know what is right. We know what is right, and I thank you all for coming out today.
Fucking
Please
hell.
keep up the good work. Thanks. CorruptionWhistleblower.com. Come and see us. Get online, CorruptionWhistleblower.com.
Oh,
and
fuck's
please,
sake.
Please register for grand jury indictments on there. We need to indict this government and get rid of them.
Oh God. Please do IQ test before you put people on the stage, for fuck's sake.
Mic speakers, try and stay on topic, please, guys.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are we? Good. My name is Elijah. I'm a Ramsey Scholar of Western Civilization.
Oh, that's good. Finally, we've got a smart person on stage.
In this nation. I've risen to speak because I don't believe anyone has yet identified the core issue at hand. Mass migration, yes, is causing many problems in Australia, as the other speakers have made plain. Mass immigration, however, is just the government's band-aid to fix a greater problem. Fixing immigration policy alone will not solve Australia's problems. We need a much greater change to fix our nation's ills. We need a return to our nation's roots. We need a revival and a reformation here. The writers of our Constitution recognize that to be a great nation, we must humbly rely on Almighty God. As Scripture says,
I like this guy.
Please,
more guys like this. More guys like this. He's got a high IQ.
And sought to exalt ourselves as gods. Rejecting his righteous rule, we have become foolish and created our own laws that have become our destruction. And aren't we here to preserve this nation for our children? But where are our children? We have mass immigration in this country because it's the government's band-aid to solve our problem of not having children. We don't have a fertility
No, this guy's
rate
smart. This
at the
guy's
level
smart.
of
He's talking about
replacement.
fertility.
And the children that we do conceive, what happens to them? We kill them at a rate of 240 a day. 88,000 a year are aborted in Australia. Their blood flows out and defiles our land. We are importing other nations' children because we are murdering our own.
I wouldn't go
And
that
Mr.
strict
Ruddock,
on
I
abortion.
appreciate your
but-
work and your intentions.
I don't
But
agree
we
with them
need
on the
another
hardcore
anti-discrimination bill. We need an equal protection bill. We need to
Yes.
extend the
I think
same
abortion's
protections
sad,
under
but
law
I don't believe
that
in
you and
fully
I have
criminalizing.
to our preborn neighbours. Stop compromising with child sacrifice. End it.
I wouldn't call it high school. I wouldn't
Christ
call
calls
it
us to
child
love our
sacrifice.
neighbour, and that includes our preborn neighbours. If we do not love life, our nation will die. To end mass immigration, we must abolish abortion in Australia.
Oh, I
we
don't
must
know about
abandon this culture of death and turn back to the Lord of life. And I've got good news for you, Australia, because Christ offers forgiveness for every sinner who turns from their sin and trusts in Him. We are a nation that needs to be reconciled to God. If we want to make Australia great again, we must turn back to the God because of righteousness exalts a nation. Come, God says, let us reason together. Though your sins may be red as scarlet, Christ by his own blood will wash them white as snow. I look out and see a sea of flags bearing our nation's symbol. The four crosses of our Australian Christian heritage. The three of the Union Jack, of St. George, St. Patrick, and St. Andrew. These men followed the example of their Lord, and following their example, Britannia became a great nation. And when Galleon Cook sailed from Albion to Australia, true British courage bore him on till he landed on our shore, and we, looking up, saw another cross, reminding us that we must live under Christ's rule. Our great forefathers followed their Saviour. And the Lord Jesus Christ died on his cross to redeem a people for himself. And by his resurrection from the dead, all those who trust in him also may be raised. We may have hope.
Too
as a
long now.
nation
Speech is
because
going
of
too
this.
long.
For at Christ's right hand are blessings for individuals and for nations who follow him. He is the way, the truth, and the life. The
Going
only
to
way for our
organize
nation.
an abortion just to steal a card.
So Australia, heed the word of the Lord.
Why don't we have any
Establish
Muslim
justice for the
representation on the
fatherless
stage?
and the
So
widow.
true.
Love mercy, and once again, humbly rely on Almighty God.
I like the overall Christian message. I like the overall Christian message. He's a smart guy. I don't believe in full banning abortion.
Thanks for that, mate. Next one. I don't know your name, sorry. Andrew.
Hello everyone, my name's Andrew. Like you, I'm motivated to stop mass immigration. I've got 2 young children about to go out in the world. We're all here for different reasons today. But what we all need to do actually is, we've talked about building community a lot, is actually to organise. And a lot of people, I didn't know last March how to organise. So I built a website called heritageaustralians.org. I'd like you to pull your phones out right now if you're interested in organising, and you'll find all the tools that you need there to build your own local community. When we build local communities and we take action in our
Heritage
local
Australians.
communities, we can build state organisations. When we build state organisations, we can build a national representative body. It doesn't matter the issues about politics. What matters are the issues about community. Only at that national level then can we affect the small political parties. It's no good asking them to do things. We have to use our weight to tell them what we want to be done. Okay? heritageaustralians.org. heritageaustralians.org. All the tools that you need to organise yourselves are there, and I urge you to take a look and use them. Thanks very much.
We're about to go to Brisbane speeches, guys.
Thanks, mate. All right, last open mic speaker. Welcome, buddy.
Oh, don't tell me it's fucking Joel Davis, please, God. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Thank God. I was fucking terrified it was going to be
Hello,
Joel.
conference! You're having a good day today, huh? Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't be here earlier. I was thinking of ways to get rid of Albanese and look after my own people, right? I am so tired of this. I always go to Liverpool. I see a lot of homeless. I try to do what I can for them, but I know I can't do anything because we can't. We have no power, right? And every time I go on social media, everyone keeps saying we should be replaced by other people because we're too lazy. I say, have you met me? Have you met us? Do you know I pay a lot of taxes? I work my ass off. I work 5 to 9. Do you know me? You can't judge me. How about Albanese? What do you think he does for work? Oh, let's see. Oh, he makes friends with China. Okay. He goes to India
I feel
to build
bad for this
houses for
guy.
Indians.
He's trying
and
his
not
best.
for us. When will this stop? We have homeless
He's good. He's
veterans on
trying
the
his best.
street.
He's trying his best.
Albanese wanted, but decided he had more better things to do.
Patriot on the mic right now. Patriot, we salute you.
Recognize Palestine as a state. You love it there? Go over there. Go over there. Put me in charge. You know what I say, Albanese? You're not making anything easy for anyone. Because you know what I say? To defeat an enemy, you must know one. You must know the art, the philosophy, the history.
I'm not going to be mean.
And
He's
I know
trying his
Albanese
best.
does not stand up for any of you. He stands up for the corrupt
I agree. His
people.
bravery is what
You
matters.
know why he brings all these immigrants in? For their votes. The government in India was mocking Albanese, saying, oh, you have a housing shortage? Well, bring a lot of people in. Even we're being laughed at by Indians.
Damn, this guy's
Albanese,
hardcore.
Meet me here in Cindy Square.
Wow.
So we can do debate. I'm gonna say this, Albanese. Your time is running out. You can't push it underground.
Salute. Patriot. Oh, my Patriot. Oh, my Patriot. He's a fucking Patriot. Patriot.
All right, that
Salute
wraps
to
it
you.
up. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Aussie
Patriots.
Pride. We'll give it one more. Aussie,
That was a
Aussie,
good bloke,
Aussie.
actually. That was a good bloke.
Aussie, Aussie,
I didn't agree with
Aussie.
everything he said, but he's a Patriot.
Aussie! Aussie! Aussie!
Yeah, not even a joke. This guy's the best thing I've heard so far. He's a clear and articulate, beautiful, conservative value of simplicity. Be honest, are you taller than that guy? Yeah, I'm like 5'11". No, that bloke. I like that bloke. He had Australia in his heart. He was a patriot. He was a patriot. I respect him.
There you go.
He was actually good.
What a
He was
day.
actually good. He had a patriotic heart. He loved Australia.
What a day.
And yeah, it's true. Where credit is due. In the August
camera.
rally, he would have been booed to the shit house. But you know why I don't think he got booed? I reckon the people who were doing that shit at the
Wanna
August
chat?
rally were all innocent, and they didn't come today.
Come into the shade.
But it doesn't
please.
seem that innocent
Into the
came
shade. Someone
in
into the
Sydney.
shade. My word, into the shade. Tell us about your sign.
Well, it's making a second appearance.
It is.
Trans, non-white, anti-mass immigration. Wow.
Well, last time there was a counter-protest organised by trans rights activists.
Yeah, Easy Money said, do you remember that brown guy getting harassed at the March for Australia rally? Yes. What happened was National Social Network infiltrated all those rallies, and they were the ones who were doing the booing. So they didn't come today. There were obviously some far right. There were obviously some far right speakers, but NSM were not present today. It seems in Sydney.
It's about your identity. It's about everyone's intersectional identity. It's an distraction, and I'm here to make fun of it.
A lot of people there were talking about being white.
They did have a lot of white identity types.
No, because what does white even mean? Like how do you scientifically?
Anglo-Saxon, European, members of the British Australian community. Let me try that one.
So Anglo-Saxon means Anglo-Saxon, European means European, woman means woman, did I say that? And like, you know, what's white, what's black? Like black could be African American or Aboriginal Australian.
We're going to go to the Brisbane one now, guys. I'll start the 8 values test while we wait for the Brisbane speakers. Okay, so Max.
Accountability, not just for politicians, but from the entire system. But schools, hospitals, mental health, the economy, and the workplace. That's why we stand here for our future's future. Because if the government won't protect our kids, then we, the people, must stand and demand.
Drew identifies as white, so please respect his identity.
Rise for unity, not for division. Not hate, but unity. Australian of every background, standing here today, side by side, saying enough is enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Pixie. I don't know where she came from. I've never met her before. Well done, beautiful. Gerard Rennick, people first. Here he is.
Oh, he is speaking. I thought he was taking off.
Hi guys, I'm here for the same reasons you are. We want to make sure our children get the same opportunities as our forefathers gave to us. The story of Australia is an incredible one. It was built on the sacrifice of our forefathers, and we owe it to our forefathers to make sure we pass those opportunities and that wealth on to our children. We also want to make sure we stand up for those Australians who try to stand up for themselves. We are sick and tired of the government controlling us. Yeah. For the last 40 years, we've seen government sell all the infrastructure that was built by our parents, that was meant to serve us, that was meant to provide essential services. And they've marched on into the family home, the classroom, the bedroom, the corporate boardroom, God forbid, the doctor waiting room through COVID, and they're telling us how to live our lives. And it is not the role of the government to tell us how to live our lives. It's the role of the government to serve us. So we want to... So we want to tell the government of Australia, get back to doing the things that matter. Get back to serving us, stop telling us what to do, and to put us, the Australian people, first. Thank you.
What's a short speech? Didn't even mention immigration.
Queenslander. Thank you. You know, a guy who has served us well. We've got our mate, Rob McMullen, the guy on the guitar. He can sing. He's married. Sorry, ladies. Here he is.
We've got a lot of good speakers today, and they know a lot more about me than me about banking and all those sort of things. But I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I want to talk about stories. Because the thing is, on any given topic, there's an endless amount of facts you can say about it. But what really matters to people is the stories. That's how we understand ourselves and our histories, the story around the facts. That's what really matters. Stories can invigorate and lift us up. They can also demoralize and deconstruct. In fact, stories can be used as a form of warfare. Why attack people if you can just make them hate themselves and their country? Then they'll just give it to you. One of the great things about Australians is that we've never been too proud to look back at things and say, yeah, mate, that could have been done better. Could have been done better. But lately that has become weaponized against us. That has been used, this honesty and this great thing that we have that allows us to cooperate and build for the future and say,
Drew is a reincarnated gangster rapper. Can he say the M-word? Good question.
Us as a culture of constant critique and undermining.
Broncos! Yeah. Up the fucking Broncos.
Basically, mate. I'm saying we shouldn't put up with it. Because here's the trap that they set for you.
is also a reincarnated high Tibetan Lama.
Convinced that you owe nothing to your community can be convinced they owe nothing to you.
Erudite was very nice to me, but she's very far left.
Nation,
Let's do a chat.
you can be convinced that your nation owes nothing to you. And if you can be convinced that you owe nothing to your heritage, you hate your heritage, you can be convinced that you are owed nothing from your heritage. So they take everything from you. So basically, I'm saying what I want you to do is to have the courage to speak up and stop putting up with all these bullshit stories. This constant undermining, critique, criticism. You might not always have the words, but your gut knows. Your gut knows if something is a constructive criticism or it's undermining. You know, whenever people talk about the country, say, look, there's a million things we could have done better, but for everything we could have done better, there's 1,000 things we did right. We should be proud of that. We should be grateful for that, and we should defend that. So that's what I'm asking of you today. Stand up for your country. Don't put up with these bullshit narratives that are designed to take it from under your feet. Thank you.
Thanks, Robbie. That guy's a...
So, guys, we've got the live stream from Brisbane here. I've got a reporter on the ground, Max McLeod, and please leave a like and a subscription.
First, that's what it is. This man, Malcolm Roberts,
okay,
he's been Australia first for a very long time. And we love this guy. Yeah. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Now, why did you respond? Because you love Australia and our identity. Our identity as Australians is tied up in our country. You know, when you go overseas, you stick out your hand and say, I'm Malcolm Roberts. Well, you don't, but I do. Malcolm Roberts, and I'm from Australia. Family name, family position, and national identity is critical. National identity is critical. First of all, thank you so much to Scott. Thank you so much to all the help and all the organisers. And thank you to everyone who's here. You have made the day. You're making the century. Look at all the proud Australians who love Australia. Look at all your bloody flags. It's wonderful. Talking about a wonderful Australian. For 30 years, Pauline Hanson has warned Australians the life we had growing up was slipping away. 30 years. For 5 years, my Senate office team and I have led the way in establishing mass migration and record homelessness as key threats to our country. Yeah. The bigger threat, though, to our Australia is crony capitalism. The billionaires that run the world came to Australia under Prime Minister Menzies, who allowed 25% of Australian manufacturing to be sold to foreign owners, who then promptly moved that manufacturing overseas to low-wages countries. In the Australia we knew, though, there was always a parent at home and a sense of community, wasn't there? In the Australia we knew, immigration grew this country, from Australians after the war to Vietnamese, from Europeans after the war to Vietnamese after that war. People came here and rewarded our beautiful country with their loyalty, hard work, and endeavour. Remember those days? Immigrants lifting themselves up, and in so doing, lifting up everyone in the country. Greek, Italian, British, South American, Vietnamese arrivals made their way into state and federal parliaments, seeking to protect the Australia for which their families came here, to protect you and your way of life. I hope the changing political landscape in the next year will bring together Australian patriots of all backgrounds and races to save our beautiful country from the greed of crony capitalists and the tyranny of globalist politicians in the mainstream parties, Liberal, Labor, Greens, Teals. And from David Littleproud and the Nationals, who's really a Teal. One nation stands against globalist crony capitalists and their foot soldiers in the Liberals, Labor, Greens and Teals. Traitors who have sold their souls for wealth and power and no longer care about the Australians they're supposed to represent. They no longer care about you. They no longer care about us. They ignore, yes, traitors. They ignore Australians sleeping under bridges in tents and cars, working families unable to afford a home. They ignore the small business owners losing everything as insane net zero policies drive businesses into the red.
while some stay afloat with subsidies to their corporate mates, subsidies for which you and I pay daily. Albanese and his party backers are as far into that trough as the Liberals were and the Teals want to be. They ignore the suffering their policies are causing because they're globalists. That's what globalists do. They take.
He was actually saying Greeks are welcome. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Malcolm Roberts.
Markets and compliant regulators, racketeers fleecing hard-working Australian businesses. These captured politicians are quislings, betrayers, traitors, and have created the tools of tyranny to defend their wealth transfer. Now, let's just add an e-safety commissar to silence debate. Ooh! A digital identity to keep your social credit score. To deperson opponents, as in China. A social media age restriction to ensure children only hear one point of view. The globalists. Replacing your identity, our identity as Australians, with a government-decreed globalist identity. Never have the young people been so lied to as they are now. Study hard, work hard, and we will steal your money, says both Labor and Liberal. Yes. Australian democracy is on life support. Thanks to you, though, marches like this have them terrified, and I mean that. They're very worried about what we're all doing. Because before their plan of betrayal is complete, we, the people, have woken up and realised the water around us is boiling. Congratulations for coming today, and thank God for your wisdom and awareness. Your voice, your participation in the political debate is more important now than at any time in our country's history. One Nation is leading with a commitment to repeal all of these pieces of legislation, all of them, and introduce constitutional changes to guarantee your freedom, including your freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and your right to defend yourself in your own home with castle law. And yes, with a weapon. Australian wealth must stay here in Australia, creating jobs for Australians. Let me be clear, though. What One Nation will not do is confuse skin colour with patriotism and loyalty. Traitorous white politicians have voted in this parliament to make foreign capital wealthier and everyday Australians poorer and less free, more enslaved, sold you out while pretending to represent you. To what was the White Australia Brigade, I have this to say. The world's crony capitalists are all white and almost all male. Their separation, their tokenist separating campaigns like net zero, transgenderism, DEI, feminism, and their war on masculinity stop at the door of their palaces of power in London, Zurich, New York, and Geneva. The rules they make never apply to the people who make them. Instead of race and skin colour, we must see character and patriotism. One Nation was born of the same Australia you came out today to defend. 30 years ago, Pauline Hanson called her party One Nation for a reason. Pauline saw all of this coming. In my first speech in the Senate in 2016, I said Australia must exit the United Nations and must stop implementing Agenda 21. No unelected global government or global identity. One Nation will defend the Australian.
Apparently someone in the crowd shouted, "It's the Jews." I didn't hear that, actually.
Community made of many different backgrounds, skin colours and religions, working together to lift up all Australians. When I grew up, we didn't bother about where people came from. Yet now, our politicians are letting in people who hate Australia. Worse, we have politicians in Parliament who hate Australia.
I can't play it back because this
Our
is
vision
live.
has nothing to do with skin colour, birthplace or religion within the limits of common sense. And I add, Islam is outside our limits. Burqas and Sharia have no place in this country. I'll say it again. I don't need to say it again. It's okay to bring your culture, providing it fits with ours. and don't try to eliminate our Aussie culture to make room for another.
Yes!
If you come here to leech off our welfare and take for yourselves the wealth our forebears have created over hundreds of years, then One Nation has a simple message about where you can go. Say it with me. Go back to where you came from. Remigrate home to your home. I want a fair go for those who created the wealth that crony capitalists are now stealing from us, using globalist politicians and immigrants from countries that hate us. One Nation will deport the 100,000 illegals currently in this country. Send home students milking their status. Send home students milking their status and adopt net negative immigration until infrastructure catches up and until we can sort through all those who have come here during Albanese's mass immigration invasion. Let actual new Australians amongst the immigrants stay. And if you didn't come here to contribute, to be an Australian, then One Nation will drive you to the bloody airport. Call it our airport Uber service. One way, of course. Like you, I came here today because we have had enough. We've had a gutful. Shut the gate. We want our Australia back. We all want to keep our identity and heritage as Australians. Thank you so much for being here.
Rightio. Well, thank you, Malcolm. He was the first person I ever heard speak about remigration. I think the 2.9 million immigrants brought in on visas, they were all lied to. They were all lied to. Sold a broken Australia. So I think they need to go. They need to go, and we need to put your kids first. And we need to put your house first, your castle first.
Yes!
On the side here, we've got a flyer from Family Voice. There's a QR code for the Castle Law. Rob Catter. This is who we're supporting when you sign this QR code. It's just around the side. Come get them at the end. You'll see me. We'll have these flyers, right? We'll get someone hand these out. Come here, mate. This is a family. This is a family. This is what happens when you have a great dad, right? And he's going to get his kids doing the same, and you're going to get your kids to do the same, and it's Australia first.
Robbie Catter.
This is beautiful. I should say before I start, there was a lot of people contacting me from the Townsville March and said it was just a beautiful thing to watch on TV. I wish I could have been there. So there's a lot of people out west and remote areas that can't be here today, that your spirit's with them and you're filling the role that they couldn't if they were here. I wanted to start with something. First. I love Australia. Let's hear it from you. It's not that hard to say. I was trying to think about what to say today, what's most important, why am I here? I think we all have that urge, that nationalistic urge, and there's something in us that's been there for a lot through our country's history. What is that unity purpose? What was it gnawing away at me that wanted to be at that first march? What was it that brought me here? And that made me reflect, well, you know, what's the problem then? And where I zeroed down in is, what the problem for me is there's a lot of people out there that are afraid to wave the flag around in the public. They feel intimidated or bullied to put the flag up in the house. They feel ashamed to say, I love Australia. We say, I love Australia. We're proud to say it. There's nothing wrong with it. And that's where I see the problem. I did a speech in Parliament on this march on Thursday, and I was ostracised. I was a pariah. And then that's not the first time I'm being a pariah in Parliament. It's usually the way it is. But that's what they're doing out there. And I think that's the need for us to come together like this, is because they're going to make it increasingly harder for all those other people out there that aren't here today. They're going to make it increasingly harder for them to stand up and say, no, that's not right. We don't want to see our flag burn on the Sydney Harbour Bridge. That's not going to happen. We're not going to celebrate when 1,000, 2,000 people are killed over a music festival in Israel. We're not going to celebrate that. We don't tolerate that in Australia. but we're getting increasingly scared, and politicians are the worst, getting scared and scared to stand up. And I think that's a really big reason why we need to come together. And so we are willing to stand up, and we can turn these things around. There's the obvious things we've talked about today, and you know about immigration, the economic side of things, and the housing, and the stress it puts on us. The usual analogy they put on from Mount Isa out west, and they say carrying capacity in a cattle paddock. If you're trying to run too many cattle, you'll soon run a gutter. But I don't want to focus on it. I want to focus on the cultural element of it, the cultural implications.
Good on him.
So, again, if we're talking to people out there, they say, well, what is it? What is our country then? What's our values? And if you think about that, it's not just land and resources, is it? We're not just real estate for someone to come over here and occupy while they want to get some work and try and earn some money. It's not that. It's a lot more than that, because people didn't go out to Gallipoli and Tobruk and Kokoda and die for something just for a bit of real estate and some resources. It's a lot more than that.
Well said.
There was a spirit there that's imbibed here today. There's a spirit in those people that got them going, that made them want to die for their country. We're a community. We're a national community, and that's something sacred. That's something to be preserved. And there's people that don't like our community. They come to this country, and they not only are they indifferent to it, some of these people, but they're actually aggressive against it. They want to impose their country, bring it over here, cut and paste it into ours. And that's a problem. And that is something to fight against and stand up against. Again, why we're here. I use the example, I think it's a good analogy. Again, speaking of those people out here, I live in Mount Isa, a mining town, and we talk about FIFO. People come into town, they work there, and they say we live here, but usually they don't think much of the place. They say, Mount Isa's no good, we've been out there, it's not much, because they're not part of the community. And they won't be working at the fete, and they won't be helping out and volunteering, because it's not their fault, but they're just not part of the community. That's not it. You come over from overseas and you don't want to be here. If you don't want to get involved, you don't want to embrace our culture, embrace what we are, we'll go back and find another country. We don't want you. We want people here that have that same spirit, that want to come together, that want that unity, and that's the sort of thing that people would defend and fight for. I think a lot of these people, I don't think any of these people coming in now that's showing this aggression towards their country, they certainly wouldn't fight for a country. I think they might end up fighting against it. I think they'd welcome in invaders. And I'm not kidding. I think that's a real problem. It's impossible in this country to have a value-free zone. You can't have a vacuum on values. Well, and there's all these cringe topics people talk about. You can't talk about immigration. You can't talk about religion. We were founded, our grandparents and our great-grandparents, like it or not, they founded their country on Christianity, on Christian values. That's what happened. That's the history. That's what brought us to where we are today. And there are some cultures and religions that are incompatible with that. And you can't put the two together. It's not a melting pot. It's and they served us pretty well. Look after your fellow man. Bring those people falling behind. Look after them. Let's our unity of purpose. That's what we inherited, and that's what got us to where we are. Why are we so ashamed to embrace that? And why do they keep attacking that and try to make us feel embarrassed or ashamed when we say that and loudly proclaim that? We need to own that ground again.
Yeah, well said. Beautiful speech.
So today, I'm just so very grateful all Australians participating, standing up. It is brave. It takes a lot to wave that flag in front of people and take that criticism, and you've done it stoically and peacefully, and for that I give thanks and I give praise to you. As political parties, I commit to you, the KAP will be working with all other parties, Malcolm and One Nation. We'll support any of those ones that are out there pushing in the same direction. We've got to come together and support each other against these unit parties that keep going weak at the knees and they get scared and they keep bending over for all this stuff. We've got to stand up against that, and we've got to do that together. I love Australia.
I love Australia. Well said. Beautiful speech.
Thanks, Robbie.
Great speech.
What a legend. What a great, I bet he's a great dad, and he has a great dad.
Great speech.
Keep being good dads, eh? We've got a man right here, Damien Curry. He's got a show, The Other Side. Tune in on YouTube. He speaks a lot of common sense. Thanks for what you do, mate.
Pleasure, mate. How are you?
How's everybody feeling?
This is bloody great. Folks, I'm here to talk to you about the media. I used to be in the media. And the media would like to tell us that we're all racists. Well, a lot of us, like me and like Robbie, are descendants of immigrants. I've got Lebanese immigrants on one side, a few generations back, and I've got Irish on the other. And criticising bad immigration policy is not racist.
Yeah, that's true.
For decades up to the Rudd era, from 2007, Australia's annual immigration, NOM, net overseas migration, it was around 100,000 a year, about 0.5% of the total population. After Rudd from 2007, it more than doubled to 250,000 a year. That was Labor's big Australia. After COVID, we saw net overseas migration of just under 1 million in 2 years. That is grossly irresponsible. And the speed of immigration into a country of only 27 million of 1 million in 2 years is insane. As the Americans say, you don't guard your borders carefully because you hate the people on the outside, but because you love the people on the inside. The biggest problem Australia is facing now is not hate. It's that the left don't love the people on the inside enough. And it's that the left has control over all of our cultural institutions, our commercial media, our bloody national broadcaster, our universities, our high school classrooms, our primary school classrooms, our parliaments, even our major supposedly centre-right political party has been left-wing infiltrated to some extent. Our government bureaucracy, our corporate bureaucracy, our entertainment industries, and even our investment sector, who control what things that trillions of superannuation dollars get invested into, are under the influence of leftist boards, those industry super and public sector super funds. It is a tangled, tight web of leftism. And this tight web is so dominant and all-pervasive in the Australia of the 2020s in a way it wasn't at any other time that, unfortunately, we don't even notice it. We're like fish swimming in water. We know something feels different. We know it's a bit off. And we feel like we may be a bit odd sometimes thinking that, but it is very, very real. It drives who gets hired and who doesn't. It drives who gets investment money and who doesn't. It drives which government programs get funding and which don't, and which media outlets get advertising dollars and which don't. And so big government works hand in hand with big corporates and big unions, and workers and small business people lose their power and their freedom. Sensible small immigration is okay, but it is not racist to demand something from immigrants in return, like our ancestors gave.
Yeah, that's true. Good speech.
Australia is more than country to be welcome to. It is a nation to belong to. And there is a reasonable price to pay for admission to an already established enterprise. And that price is a commitment to integrate and assimilate, like our ancestors did, to adapt to norms of behaviour and dress, to the rule of law, to learning the language and the history of the nation, to accepting the dominant religion and at least understanding it, even if you don't practice it. And the dominant religion is Christianity. Suggesting this isn't racist, it's got nothing to do with race. It's essential for survival of any people. Ask our friends in Japan or China. You can't become a citizen of those countries very easily if you're not actually Chinese or Japanese, and good on them. Australia and Australians of all origins and backgrounds have got a right to preserve and protect themselves and their culture as much as any other people. We've got to resist every attempt to attack free speech. E-Safety Commission's got to be shut down. We're going to resist all of these attempts for national digital ID and to censor what we're saying online, because the media is all we've got. And when we're gone, when the independent media is gone, we are really stuffed. So please support new and emerging independent media like my show, The Other Side. It's The Other Side Australia on YouTube. Just type in The Other Side Australia, it'll come up. Dusty works with us. We have Scotty Challen on all the time. So please join us and all the other guys that you heard speaking tonight. So thanks very much, everybody. Please give to the people who are doing the hard work. and in the media, turn off and stop giving to the people who are not serving you. Thank you.
Thanks, Damo. You made a good point there, because can you trust any of the social media platforms? Not necessarily either. See this man here with the call flute QR code? That QR code will take you to the Queensland March for Australia website, because we really don't trust even Twitter. Can you trust any of them? We want to stay in contact with you. So, follow Damo, use the social media, back every single Australian first person, but we want you to sign up. We want to stay in contact, because they could get rid of us like that. March for Australia could be gone tomorrow, and you can stay in contact with us. Our next speaker, George Christensen. This man's been in the game. He got out of politics. He got back into politics, and he's got a lot of fight in him.
Hang on, guys. I'm going to leave the show running, but I'm just going to quickly go to the bathroom because it's been 2.5 hours.
Yeah. And I'm loving the signs. I think we found the perfect reason against mass migration with a sign that I can't see, but was over here, where the guy's telling us he married the perfect Latina. He wants the gate shut before his mother-in-law gets here. But Australians, this is our line in the sand. They told you that you were a minority. They told you that you were a fringe. They told us that we were finished. But look around you right now. We are not alone. We're not fringe, but we are rising. They tried to divide us. They tried to silence us. They've tried to shame us. But here we are. We're loud and we're proud because we are done with being silent. And here's the awful truth, ladies and gentlemen. This government, the Albanese government, hates you. The last one, that sadly I was a part of, sold us out. And the next one is not going to save us either. Labor, Liberal, Greens, Teals, they've all betrayed Australia. They've betrayed you and your children. They promised unity, but gave us division. They promised strength, but they made you a second-class citizen in your own nation. They promised diversity, but they've delivered destruction. Our suburbs are now fractured. Our streets are lawless. Our laws are ignored. This is not immigration. This is cultural replacement. This is not diversity. This is civilizational vandalism. We've seen Australian flags burnt in rallies in Melbourne. Last year, we saw a Christian bishop stabbed at the altar in his own church in Sydney. Postcodes have become ethnic enclaves and hardly recognisable as Australia. About a decade, I warned the federal parliament. I warned them about this, and I said, our culture is being oppressed and supplanted by a culture that is so at odds with its host that it hates all that the host country and its people stand for. Well, they ignored it. Now we face machete attacks, child brides, forced marriages, the list goes on. And what does the government do? Well, absolutely nothing. Apart from funding more diversity programs and calling you extremists, racists, and dangerous. Well, I say no. They are the danger. They are the traitors. They sold out your country for votes, for donors, and for power. We're not racists. We're not extremists. We are the people that still believe in Australia. We are the people that still love this nation. We are the voice they've tried to erase. We are, you are, the resistance. So if someone's live streaming it and Albo happens to tune in while he's waiting for his meeting for Trump, here's the message from today.
No more mass migration. No more division disguised as diversity. And no more cowardice from Canberra. This is our house, ladies and gentlemen. We set the rules. We welcome people here, yes, but on our terms, under our law, and within our values. Before I wrap up, ladies and gentlemen, I want to honour the patriots who made today happen. Shallow Charles, Sam Banford, Dusty Bogan, Rob McMullen, Lockie Lade, Spambot X, Oz Integrity, and the politicians that stood tall. Senator Malcolm Roberts, Bob Catter MP, Robbie Catter MP, former Senator Jared Rennick. But lastly, this fight isn't the politicians' fight, it's your fight. It's our fight. We fight for truth. We fight for our kids. We fight for our nation. We fight today, we fight tomorrow, and we will never, ever back down. This is our moment, ladies and gentlemen. This is our land. Let's take it back and let's make Australia, Australia again.
George Christensen. He's been at it for a while. He's one of the people here who have spoken, who are politicians. You know, it's such a disappointing word, isn't it? But they are all Australian first. We've got a man here, Bob Catter. He's coming up. He's like the grandfather of Queensland. He's the embodiment of Queensland. When he put that cowboy hat on my head, and I almost passed out. There's something incredible about him. The Holy Spirit occupies the man. Jesus Christ bless this man. He's going to tell us something today. The spirit of Australia is coming alive in every single one of you.
I love movies, and the most moving scene I ever saw in a movie was in Saving Private Ryan. And the first scene in the movie is a lady at the washing tub doing the washing, and a black car limousine pulls up, two men in black suits come up the driveway, and she stands in the doorway and she's advised that her 3 children are dead in the war. And everything that's in that woman just dissolves. She just sort of melts into the floor. And I thought, my great-great-grandmother got that telegram, and my great-grandmother also got that telegram. And we lost a son, Gallipoli, and we lost another son in the Second World War. But if you are a Sikh and you come to this country and 2 minutes later, as many of them are, proud flag-waving Australians, you are just as much an Australian as I am. As I am. Now, having said that, I don't want to hesitate to say that the forces of evil are abroad. And I've got to mention Tony Burke by name, which I very seldom do, which I very seldom do in politics. And because he's the leader of the House, I'm burning up a lot of, power that I'll have in the power. But I'm going to burn it up because he brought in 2,000 Gazans without any reference to the people of Australia. Now, the Gazans are people that come from the same area and are part of Hamas. They murdered 3,000 people in New York. They murdered 1,200 people crossing the border into Israel. And they murder people all of the time. And the people they murder, I might add, are Christians. And go to Nigeria today, and I was with 2 Nigerians a couple of days ago in Mount Isa, and they said they're just murdering us all the time. If you're a Christian, you get murdered. And that's what Tony Burke brought to Australia. Just in one day, 2,000. Now, I got some really bad news for you. because the Liberals actually brought most of these people in the last 12 years. Please, in the last 12 years, they've brought 4 million people into Australia. 4 million. Now, in the next 12 years, they'll bring another 8 million at that rate. And they're now 1/3 of Australia. And in the next 10 years, they'll be a majority. Our country will not be our country. They will be the majority. And our party says no migration without assimilation. Now ask the question, do you come from a country with democracy? No. Do you come from a country with rule of law? No. Do you come from a country with Christianity? And I'm not apologising for that, I can tell you. No. Do you come from a country with industrial awards? No. Then what the hell are you bringing them for into this country? Now, 92% of them, and most of them come out of the Liberal Party, 92% of them went to Sydney and Melbourne. There are no jobs in Sydney and Melbourne. All secondary industries gone, closed down. Factories are gone, closed down. So what the hell are they doing in Sydney and Melbourne? They're doing nothing, but you're paying for them. You're paying for them. It's our money that is looking after them here. And why wouldn't you come to this country? You've got a few kids, you get 60 grand a year for doing nothing, sitting on your backside, and you get a free house as well. I want to say this. I feel very strongly about this now. The situation has come to a point where, for me personally, I'm part of the Gumtree movement, right? The Gumtrees. And we're going to make a statement. Every week we're going to make a statement. And our first statement is no migration without assimilation. No migration without assimilation. And that just about means no migration. Now, when they say migrants, wait on, more people are sneaking in through the students visas. There's a whole stack of visas out there that they're sneaking in on. So I don't know how many people have come in. They own up to 4 million, but I suspect it's a lot more than that. Now, having said all of those things, I want to say, in conclusion, why am I here? And this is just, I think one of the reasons why I have such passion. When I was 18, I just turned 18, we were at war with a dreadful man called Sukarno, who had captured control briefly of Indonesia. But we're at war with this Sukarno. And I was the unit historian for the 49th Battalion. And I went up and saw a colonel and I said, Colonel, we covered ourselves in glory in the First World War, but, it's not quite so glorious in the Second World War. He said, what do you want to do, Cutter? I want to go down to the RSL, it's only 18 years after the war, and ask around, because we might have been a fallback battalion, but then again, we mightn't have either. So I went down and said, anyone here know about the 49th Battalion? There's 1,000 men in a battalion. Anyone know about 49th in the war? The bloke yelled out, yeah, mate, come down here. They said, they were the worst hit of all. At San Hernandez, the bottom of Kokoda, they said when they were relieved, there were only 28 of them able to walk out unassisted. And I said, 28. He said, 28. And I said, 28. And he said, you know how many men left Port Moresby? Yeah, 783 men left Port Moresby. 783 men left Port Moresby. And all that's left was just 28. Are we going to let those people down? Those men down? No! Are we going to let those people down? No! So don't shout, Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. Shout Australians ever. Australians ever. Forever. Never, never, never. Australians forever. Australians forever! Australians forever! Australians forever! Australians forever!
All righty, we're almost at the pointy end here, guys. I have got 7 of these amazing freedom hats courtesy of Turning Point Australia. And I just want to give them a big shout out, Turning Point Australia. And the reason why is because they live streamed this event all over the world today, all over the world. They had cameras here. They had cameras in every capital city. I don't know if anybody has tuned in yet to what's happened in Melbourne today, but do you know why we're here? Because I don't want to end up like that. Rubber bullets, tear gas, burning flags. Seriously, take me down there. I'm ready to start cracking heads. I'm going to give away 7 of these, but in order to get one, you need to register on our QR code because we want to send you emails and keep you updated with what's about to unfold for March for Australia. So, have you registered yet? Good, because we need your help. Because March for Australia Queensland, we are our own franchise up here. We are March for Australia Queensland. We've got our own website, we've got our own socials, and we are going to mobilise Queenslanders, and we are going to save the country. That's what's going to happen. So if you want to win one of these hats, jump on there. We've also got a lucky dip $250 Bunnings voucher to give away to someone who registers as well.
Sorry, guys. I was in the bathroom. I watched Bob Catter's speech on my phone. It was an amazing speech. He's a great speaker, great man, great man.
Just one.
And shout out to Matthew McLaughlin.
Hey,
Shout out
George
to-
Christian, we need you, mate. You got to saddle up again, George.
Bring George back to politics. What do you reckon? Do we need to get Jared Rennick re-elected? Yeah. We need to make sure that Malcolm stays in too? Yeah. These are our heroes. What do we need our politicians to do? We need them to come under one umbrella. We need them to work together. What does the Australian people want? We want them to work together. We're sick of the infighting. We're sick of the factionalism. It's time to stand for Australia. We want you guys to work together for us. And that's what we demand here today.
Thank you, everybody. We've got a few things. I don't know if you saw, we were hanging up Aussie flags. I said to the police, I said, is that illegal what we did? I don't think it is. You see all these guys with concrete, call Jim, mowing. So we've been banging up Australian flags all around. We did it on the weekend. We did it on that bridge. It was a bit dangerous. Some guy named Dave almost fell off the bridge. So raise the flag. There is a March for Australia also has another Twitter page, which is Raise the Flag. You can, if you raise your flag in your backyard, anywhere, if you hang up flags in the public, send them a DM on Twitter, on Facebook with your flag raised, because they'll share it publicly. They're also doing Australia Voice. You can send in, if you want to do a video saying why you came today and why you want to see the end of mass migration, you can send a video in, you can write up something, and they'll post it and share it to March for Australia's page. So get on that. We've also got Australia Month. Did you know Federation Day is January 1st, is Federation Day, right? So don't have a New Year's party. Have a Federation Day party. Get everyone around. Have a Federation Day party and bring in the new year and say, Happy Australia Month. Because from January 1st, Federation Day, we're going all the way through to Australia.
Hang on, have we still got Max? I think maybe we ran out of charge.
To celebrate the people who died for this country, people who pioneered this land, our families, our tradition, our culture. So get behind Australia Month. Get behind Raise the Flag. Get behind Australia Voice. Because all them other voices, they're not Australia first. We're Australia first. Get that QR code. Sign up. And we're going to be back here on Australia Day. We're going to have the biggest Australia Day. We're taking back Australia Day. And I know all them speakers today, it was roughly 3 minutes each. And you know what? This is about you. It's not about them. It's not about me. This is about you and your family. This is about your kids and your grandkids. So Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oi, oi, oi! Rob's going to take us out. We are going to celebrate Australia. God bless you all. Thank you. See you next time.
Give it up for Dusty. Best MC ever.
Thank you, Max. Thank you for streaming to us live from Brisbane. It's very interesting. I really liked Bob Katter's speech. There were some great speeches there. People said that they weren't fetishizing race, they weren't fetishizing skin color, but they were instead talking about maintaining the culture of Australia. And that's what I like. That's what I support. I don't like the fetishization of race. I don't like the fetishization of skin color. I believe in cultural continuity. I believe in the nation of Australia. And the nation has the people that founded it. The people that founded the nation of Australia was primarily the British Australians, the British Anglo-Celtic Australians, with other waves of European migrants and also other migrant groups as well. I think the Vietnamese contributed a lot to modern Australia as well, for example. I think there have been people from other parts of the world who have also contributed. But there is a core Australian culture that primarily descends from the British Isles. And I think that should be preserved. And I like that. My family are Greek migrants to Australia. But I don't want to necessarily change Australia to become a Greek country. I want Australia to be the country that my family came to. I love this country as it was when my family arrived. I don't want to transform the culture in my image. I like the culture that my family migrated and assimilated towards. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I think I'll probably be wrapping it up in a couple of minutes. If you have any other questions, please let me know. This is really sad. There's apparently news that Milo Yiannopoulos might be with a brain tumor. I hope that it's okay. Praying for him. I hope that he gets better and he recovers. This is insane. It is no exaggeration to say that Brooklyn native Imam Siraj Wahhaj is among the most beloved Muslim leaders in the US across all sects and schools of thought, and his community was an Adam's bloating block. By winning him over, Zoran has remade New York City's Muslim political map forever. That's insane. This is a guy who literally calls the death penalty against gay people. Yeah, I will interview my mum on the show. I do want to do that. Drew, can I have $1 million to open a temple to Athena in Melbourne? If I had $1 billion, mate, maybe we would. Greek birthplace of Western civilization, democracy, free speech, sports science. It's a big part of Australia. It's a huge part of Western culture. He jumped the gun, the old Milo. He told everyone this before he's even been to the proper specialist. He should have waited till it was confirmed. This is insane. Asad is saying, it is no exaggeration to say that Brooklyn native Imam Siraj Wahhaj is among the most beloved Muslim leaders in the US. This guy literally calls for the death penalty against gay people. He's a really, really sick person. Character witness for the guy who bombed the World Trade Center in 1993. Just mental, man. Just mental. That is so not assimilated. Suck shit, Barry. I hate Irish leftists. Irish leftists are fucking communists. I hate them. Guys, thank you for tuning in. 3 hours stream today. It was a good episode. Episode 100 of the Drew Pavlis Show. It's great. We finally made 100 episodes. That's great. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 100 of the Drew Pavlis Show. We made it 3 hours. I'm happy with the coverage that we had of the March for Australia. I want to thank Will in Melbourne, who reached out to us. I want to thank as well Max McLeod, who recorded live. I also want to thank Chris Coveries for his coverage. I piggybacked off his live stream quite a bit. So please make sure to go to their channels too. Max McLeod, Chris Coveries, and Will as well. Thank you guys. God bless you all. I'll see you soon. Stay humble. The fortress of righteousness is rising. Thank you, guys.